breaking free. Yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression. It's out for liberty. Breaking free. Yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts. We're reclaiming our land. They try to silence us, but we won't be tamed. Voices getting loud, can't keep us in chains. We got the power, we got the might. Together we can shine, together we can fight. Feel the rhythm in your feet, it's time to stand tall. Raise your voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty. Breaking free, yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. They try to silence us, but we won't be tamed. Voices getting louder, can't keep us in chains. We got the power, we got the might. Together we can shine, together we can fight. Feel the rhythm in your feet, it's time to stand tall. Raise your voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty. Breaking free, yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. We're claiming our land.
I hate this show. Oh my goodness.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to Are You Smarter Than a Politician? This is the political cage match where bold solutions win and bad ideas get wrecked. Tonight on Are You Smarter Than a Politician? Power is going global. Control is getting centralized, and resistance is showing up in the streets. This week's theme is building liberty under global pressure. We're hitting civil liberties, policing, money, technology, work, food, war, and who really gets to decide. 3 sharp political minds, big disagreements, no dodging. Get ready, because tonight you decide who is smarter than a politician. Joining us tonight, he is a doctor. His name is Phil, so I guess we could call him Dr. Phil. Phil Rein. He is part of LP Alliance. You can follow him on X at Phil_Rein and also on X at LP_allies. How are you tonight, Phil?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just living through the fall of an empire, just getting ready for it. Glad to be here with another Hill folk, and, Amanda's here, which kind of sucks, but, here we are.
Did the empire fall? I was out of town. Did I miss something?
I mean, it's on the way down, man. Just look at them gold prices going up,
Yeah.
It's a good time to own metal and have owned metal for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Also joining us, all 3 of these are returning friends and contestants, so this is going to be a good time. Amanda Griffiths. She is running for LP Vice Chair. She is also part of LP Alliance. You can follow her on X at Ajax the Griff. How are you tonight, Amanda?
Just doing well, watching the rise of my empire. As we brace for the fall of another one. Doing fantastic, and happy to be here with chat. Hi, chat.
So I have a question for you. I think I might have started this rumor with the Halloween show. Are you actually a communist?
Yes, I am. I
Okay.
am a communist and a socialist, and funded by George Soros personally. He's in the other room. Yeah. Taxation is theft, chat. I want you to remember that.
There you go. All right. And last but not least, I call him the Appalachian Professor. He is Travis Wells. You can follow him on X at Liberty_Extreme. How are you tonight, Travis?
Brother, I'm doing fantastic as always. Thank you guys for having me back. I'm tickled to death. I've been studying for days trying to make sure I remember all my key points that I'm bringing up. So let's go.
Yeah, and you upgraded your setup. You're no longer in a bunker with a flashlight and a kazoo like last time.
Well, see, it's still a bunker, but I have a green screen now. And my wife is absolute like galaxy brain genius. So she bought me like this mixer, this microphone, all this stuff. Like, yeah. So I'm an actual podcaster now.
Yeah, we can actually hear you. This is different. I didn't even realize you had a voice. So this is good.
Thanks.
All right. Excellent. And joining us as always, the lovely Terry Batts. How are you tonight, Terry?
I'm hanging in there, excited to have a Friday night with everybody in the chat. Hi, Travis. Hi, Phil. And hi, Amanda. Let's go, you guys.
Howdy,
Keep me
Terry.
busy.
Awesome. And you can follow Terry and I on X. I am at Smarter Game Show. She is at BatsT76. You can get our swag at freedomsuperstore.com. Our YouTube is at Freedom Uncut. You can find the shorts that Terry will make from the show tomorrow. Our Friday night sponsor is Xano. If you're tired of surveillance coins dressed up as freedom tech, Xano is the real deal. Open source, enterprise grade privacy, scalable and secure. Build, spend, and tokenize any asset without the peeping eyes. Xano isn't just private, it's none of their business. And if you're new to the space, visit intro.xano.org to learn how Xano gives you the power to own your own data, your money, and your assets all in one simple, secure platform built for real world freedom. And that website address, again, is intro.xano.org. And we've already knocked out one convention. We've got 5 to go. We're doing 6 live shows at Libertarian Party state conventions, and you can be there. The next stop is San Diego, California on February 14th. Come meet your fellow freedom lovers, watch the show live, and see contestants put to the test. And if you want real change, join your state party, become a delegate, and help shape the national convention. Don't just talk about liberty, live it. Come see us live and prove that you are smarter than a politician. And thank you to our subscribers, Terry, Amity, Ocean Blue, Shirley, Dr. Belay and Lisa, Dan, Chris, Casey, Dave Krantz, Jake. Phil is paying to be here, which is nice of him. Means he should probably win. Jacob and Anarcho Syndicate Clothing. And I forgot to upload the new one apparently because also a subscriber running for the chair of the Libertarian Party is Rob Yates. So thank you to everybody. If you want to subscribe to us on X for exclusive content, yada, 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 this is your backstage pass. You can do that on X. And if you want to sponsor us, email us at studio@freedomuncut.com. Almost forgot to read the whole word there, which I'm a little out of practice. I'm back from the road. So really, really great time in Georgia, by the way. I wanted to say thank you to everybody there. Tim Crosby, who put the convention together, did a great job. It was really great to see a bunch of former contestants. Our friend Kyle Davis was there. Sergio Ortega was there. Grumpy Gnome was there. You know, a bunch of former contestants. Tim Crosby's been on the show as well. And made a bunch of new friends, saw a bunch of old friends. Mad Dog was there. Nick Stank Memes was there. Really, really fun time. If you're not going to your state convention, you're really missing out. Not the part where I sang karaoke, the other parts. So just if you saw that video, please just apologies on my behalf. But really great time. So if you get the chance to do that, please do so. So, all right, let's jump into the chat real quick and see who all is here. Happy Free Day. Thanks, Chris. Shirley joining us from across the pond. 200 points for my Virginia brother, Travis. I'd like to see that family tree. 200 to Amanda. Taxation is theft. 200 to Travis for the Carrie Sloan painting. Carl's here. What's up, Carl? Casey's here. What's up, Casey? Oh, I forgot to say, I wanted to say thanks to Casey for all the work he did on the Georgia convention. He got me from sounding terrible to sounding less terrible. Actually, the less terrible was on my part. He would have gotten me sounding really good. And Terry did an amazing amount of work on that and has a bunch of crazy plans coming up for us in the next couple of months. Stay tuned. Yeah, you're muted. I'm not muted, so I can say whatever I want. Lots of crazy plans coming up. We're going to have a really, really great time the next couple of months. Very excited. Terry's doing amazing stuff. And also thank you to Amity, who came with me to the Georgia convention, ran the cameras, did an amazing job. She was responsible for all of the microphones that actually worked. So if you're keeping score, Terry did a good job. Casey did a good job. Amity did a good job. I'm not sure who that leaves out, but yeah. All right. So Casey's got 200, all of them. 3 great peeps on the stage tonight. Appreciate them all. Size here. It started already. My snacks aren't even done. Unusual. Yeah. Sorry. I was only a couple minutes late. If Rob is a sub, I need to cancel mine minus 100. That's rude. What's up, Waz? Oh, talking to Waz. What's up, Miller? All right, so, all right, let's jump into it here. And I put Terry in the back. She handles the chat and the scoring.
Terry.
I like to say, make her life
Terry.
That's a lot of kissing up. I'm not a fan.
She's the one who calculates the points, man. It's called lobbying.
Yeah. Lobbying is how this works.
It's
Oh, Phil was smart enough to pay me, so your stupid little chants are useless. So.
Terry still does the numbers free.
All right. Share this out, please. Help bust the algorithm. Because no peace prizes matter anymore, we've upgraded our grand prize to the Are You Smarter Than a Peace Prize? I got to remember to take the stupid Santa hat off of that memo to myself. Also on the prize shelf, we have Mike Johnson's signature cologne, Swamp Ass, the Ayn Rand Fountainhead teddy bear. I forgot what I put in here, so this is going to be kind of funny because I'm going to be totally winging this. We have the home edition of Are You Smarter Than a Politician if you want to annoy your friends and neighbors. We have Oligarchs, the game of global domination. If you want to teach your kids how to overthrow countries, take their natural resources, and get rich, this is the game for you. Oh, we have a new game tonight. It's called Food Pyramid Scheme. So all you have to do to get rich in this one and become big agra is bankrupt family farms, make fake meat. There's subsidy bonuses. There's processed food bonuses. So this is the game if you want to be a big ag rich guy. So also,
you know that big ag is against the processed meat. Sorry, the fake meat.
They're against the fake meat?
Oh yeah, they want to keep killing animals.
There's
Like it takes. Yeah.
There's no Q&A on the prize shelf.
It was an unsolicited egg. But...
You're out of order. Do I have a gavel? You're out of order. Also new on the prize shelf, we have Orange Mush, the anti-dementia formula. So if you are, a leader of the free world and you need to power through the fog, this is the drug for you. Orange Mush boosts memory, sharpens focus, clears confusion, make your brain great again.
Boasts memory.
God damn it, man! Like literally, these are all jokes. These are all jokes. I didn't fix it. It's all right. And we also have Cash Patel's book, How to Become a Ladies' Man If You Want to Catch Your Own Honeypot. And nobody will take this. Nobody will take this. Chase won last week. He didn't want it. So please, somebody take this if you win tonight. It's the Trump nativity set. Obviously, we're past Christmas, but nobody wanted it. So take this ugly, gold, weird-looking thing off the prize shelf for us, please. And,
as a redneck, I'd like to say I could use it as target practice.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
See, the reason we're all interjecting now is because you said that we have to make our answers shorter. So we're getting all of the talking out of the way now.
I'm not sure I like that either. All right. His was funny, though, because he was shooting at stuff. All right. And we have the Lego Killdozer because nobody talks about the Killdozer more than me and Casey. So the rules are, I am the government. Whatever I say goes. Scoring errors count. Life isn't fair. Suck it up, Buttercup. Nobody cares. The rules are, you can debate each other. We have a new rule tonight. It's a filibuster. They get one filibuster. If they want to give an extremely long answer, much longer than anybody wants to hear, they can use their filibuster. And they get one of those.
Can we change the name to an Amanda Buster?
No. I know we're gonna spell it PHIL because that's what you do in LPA meetings. All right.
It's not a doctor filibuster, so I think we're safe on this.
All right.
So, they can veto each other's answers, tariff, redistribute answers, and of course, everybody starts off with negative 500 points because the government gets paid first. Here's how scoring works: the chat controls the score, give or take up to 100 points from the contestants, and because I am the government and believe in crony capitalism, subscribers can give or take up to 200 points because they matter more because they pay us. Nuking the scores. Any former contestant can nuke a score, taking it down by 1,000 points, but use it wisely. A contestant can only be nuked once, and it's got to be for a good reason. Lightning round. We are ready to go here. Phil, to you. The category is civil liberties. Is maintaining public order a sufficient justification for suspending fundamental rights during a protest?
No, it's not. If anything, you could guard property, the private property, but no, the idea that somehow they can trump your rights while you're angry and trying to retrace the government, no.
All right. Amanda, to you. Do national security claims override due process too easily today?
Today implies there was a time when they did not override due process too easily. Yes, and what's more, it's always some kind of front, right? It's always a front for something. When it comes to due process, that has to be paramount, because otherwise there is not a nation worth keeping secure.
All right. Sure, I had a problem with my question, so that was
I
really.
didn't have a problem with your question. It was a zinger. Come on, Freers, you were bantering.
Okay, that was banter. Okay, I'll give you banter. I'll give you
Thank
banter.
you.
That was your
Appreciate
one. That was your one banter. Now
I-
you've used it. Gotta add banter to the damn.
There's a
rule.
manter too, but we're gonna get into that later.
A banter. Okay. All right, Travis, to you, is censorship still censorship if it's outsourced to tech platforms?
Yes, of course it is. But the thing is censorship's always been like the first thing that governments have ever done. It's a form of soft power. They're going to try to they're obviously going to lose the legitimacy they crave so much if they go in and start just killing everybody who criticizes them. So they just try to squeeze it a little bit. They try to take your printing press. They try to take your memes away. But thanks to the internet, that's a genie that's never going to go back in the box.
There you go. All right, Phil, back to you. The category is mobilizing and empowering the liberty movement. Are protests more effective than voting at forcing real change now?
I think probably, yeah, because we keep voting and all it ever does is just keep special interests in power. And I think if the people just finally say, no, we are not taking this anymore, it'll end up with more real change, particularly if there is widespread armed protest, which we are now seeing from both the kind of classic two versions of politics inside the United States.
All right, great. Amanda, to you. Do local movements work better than national coalitions?
I think local movements are the breeding ground for national coalitions. You need to scale nationally in order to be effective, but that always begins with individuals acting wherever they are. I think when we try to draw a binary, no, seriously, are you saying I'm critiquing the question again? Okay.
No, I didn't laugh. That was not me this time.
Okay. When you try to draw a binary between local and national, I think everyone loses. What needs to happen is you have local movements building and trying to scale nationally and working across state lines to do that.
I love that I'm in your head and that you thought that was me, though. That made me.
It sounded like your laughter. It did. It sounded like your mocking laughter.
my mock.
Yes, your derisive mocking laughter.
I love every time you say it, it gets another adjective.
Have you read her writing?
Your elitist, derisive mocking laughter.
Shitty, dumb. Awesome. All right, Travis, to you. Travis, I think you're the one that got me in trouble, so I hope this is a hard question. Has centralized politics failed at producing meaningful reform?
I think it's an uphill battle either way, because I feel like we're Sisyphus trying to roll a boulder up a hill. Ultimately, we're fighting human nature, and human nature is hero worship. Human nature is greed. These are things that, when combined with power, become very, very negative. So ultimately, no matter where you go with that train of logic, it goes back to the Patrick Henry quote: "The great object is that every man be armed."
Well, I for one hope none of us have syphilis. So, Phil, back to you.
Did I say syphilis?
No, you said Sisyphus. Freeze just
Oh, okay.
being derisive.
I was about to say, did I fuck up that bad?
I hear what I hear. I hear what I hear. Phil, to you. The category is worker empowerment. Does corporate consolidation hurt workers more than automation?
I would say, yeah. The more it gets centralized there, the less likely you are to have co-ops and worker-owned facilities, which I think would be great if you actually had automation, because then you would have much more kind of diversity in the whatever products are made, and then the best would rise to the top. And instead, if it all gets centralized, it's still going to get automated. But now you get stuck with one product that's approved, that they got regulations to guarantee it's approved. So yeah, I would agree it's a problem.
I also like centralized automation is the worst kind of automation. If you have a large corporation that they figure out the worst ways to do LLM automation type shit. So again, decentralizing access to tech is the way to go.
All right.
See, that's what happens when my answers aren't good enough, and then Amanda.
I wanted to add something to your prior answer.
Actually,
You told us that we could do crosstalk. I'm trying to make this entertaining for people.
She was actually within the rules that time. I'll stick up with her because this will be the only time this ever happened that she was actually within the rules.
Free was like, I want this to turn into a panel discussion.
Well, so I mean, I feel like she's got the Machiavelli T-shirt on for a reason.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
See, it's the T-shirt and everything.
Pretty sure that's a Metallica shirt.
It's not Metallica. You think Sisyphus is syphilis, so I will listen to you.
Potato. All right.
One must imagine syphilis happy. Sorry, go on.
All right, Amanda, to you. Should workers control more of the value they create directly?
Yeah, of course, I was going to get this one. They should, and the reason that they don't fundamentally does have to do with the way that the incentive structure works with regulation, right? So governments have an incentive to empower certain people over others and then sow various types of class division. Workers should be able to be independent, should be able to, to have more of the value, keep more of the value from their work. And honestly, there's a lot of wage theft that goes on when it comes to payroll taxes. So one of the places that we can start is with that, having workers keep the value that they generate and not having it go to stupid bloated programs that usually go to subsidies for large companies.
All right. Travis, to you. Should workers be free to opt out of government labor rules?
Oh, absolutely. What you agree to is up to you. I feel like libertarians live by contracts. And if you agree to do something and you sign that contract, it doesn't matter if it tells you got to chop off body parts. That's your stupid decision for signing that contract.
All right. So far your answers have an STD and chopping off body parts.
That wasn't the clause that I signed to come on this show, by the way.
Yeah.
I was required to chop off someone's limb. I'm getting to it. Kyle is in the background.
Yeah, we're trying to do kind of a mashup of Are You Smarter Than a Politician and Fear Factor. We're gonna try that out and see if the ratings go up. All right. Phil, to you. Category is independent entrepreneurship. Do centralized rules slow innovation?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you centralize something, you're going to slow innovation. I mean, even just the way we're operating now, everything's coming down from the federal government to the states, and we're kind of seeing the backlash of the problems with that. And I think the same thing happens when you go to like industry.
All right. Amanda, to you. Does regulation favor large corporations over small businesses?
100% yes. And part of that reason is because, once again, there is an embeddedness between large corporations, and that is definitely free.
That was not me. That was literally not me.
Definitely free. There's an embeddedness between large corporations and the government. But what often happens is, again, there are these rules, there are these laws that large corporations can afford to abide by and smaller ones don't. And you see it with paperwork, you see it with overhead costs. Yes, it's in general, centralized institutions favor other centralized institutions.
I'm putting Travis on the screen. Next time he does that, he's getting me in trouble.
What's he doing?
What did I do?
You were laughing, weren't you? It was Travis.
Oh yeah, I was. I was trying not to do it into the microphone. But...
You missed.
my bad.
Free. I can tell what your laugh sounds like, Free.
All right. Travis, to you. Should starting a business require government permission at all?
To quote the great Ron Swanson, business should be as complicated as, "Hi, I have some apples. Would you like to buy them?"
There's that laugh. Everybody's watching.
Yeah, that laugh sounded different than your laugh, by the way.
All right. Phil, back to you. Category is food system control. Is consolidation weakening food resilience?
Yes, and like right now, with the way Trump has been handling his tariffs, small farmers are getting screwed. I watched a couple of videos where a guy lost all of his workers because ICE came to town, and in doing that, he's now stuck with huge amounts of unpicked carrots, and he's not going to be able to get them to market. He's going to lose his contract. Obviously, his farm's going to go under, and then some big corporation's going to come in and buy it. And so every bit of small town farming is going to go away. And how you build resistance is by having many, many small farms that are not monoculture. And unfortunately, it seems like it's almost in the design of what they're doing now.
Yeah, really great point.
My plan is to lose this show by coming out against farmers. That's my because in the past I've come out against parents, I've come out against milk, and I think I should come out against farmers next.
You came out against everything other than capitalism on Halloween.
I think I did come out against capitalism on Halloween.
Or everything against everything other than communism. Yeah, everything.
There we go. Yeah.
So, all right.
Please continue, Free.
Yeah. Why don't can you just press the buttons? I feel like I don't even need to be here tonight. I could have stayed in the store.
Over to me.
Yeah. All right.
She's centralizing the government of this show.
This is a coup. This is an active coup.
Amanda, back to Amanda.
Yes.
Is food policy becoming centralized?
Again, with the gerund becoming as though it was never. Yes, food policy is being increasingly centralized, and we see it with the way that we can completely invert dietary recommendations, right? So this was something that just happened. We got a new food pyramid, and it's a food pyramid that stands on its head and is full of raw milk and other things for which the National Cattle Ranchers Association lobbied for. So yes, food regulations, food recommendations are increasingly centralized. Once again, you get central government working with central corporations and central lobbies trying to make your food choices for you.
All right. Travis, back to you. Does food control equal population control?
100%. I don't want to get you in trouble, but 99% of the time, whenever a war does break out between two competing powers, the first thing that the tyrant tries to do is destroy the food sources. That's what Lincoln did during the War of Northern Aggression. And they burned farms and took everything that could be eaten. And the only thing they didn't take was black-eyed peas because they didn't think it was edible for humans. So affecting mass starvation, this is something that every single tyrant in history does. It doesn't matter if it's William the Conqueror. It doesn't matter if it's the Holodomor, like Amanda writes about. It doesn't matter if it's, we're talking like ancient Greece, back to when the Spartans attacked Athens. They burned the farms, and the Athenians just kind of backed off into the city and just let them have fun.
Well, Will.i.am the Conqueror kept the black-eyed peas because he wanted to be part of the group. So.
Oh yeah.
You
I heard he steps on leprechauns.
You beat me to it. I had a Fergie joke there, but yours was better. So
I was on it.
Was I talking about the right band? I have no idea.
Yeah, black-eyed peas.
Yeah, all right, cool. All right, Phil, back to you. The category is Second Amendment rights across the political spectrum. And we want to point out Free Dexter Taylor, who's in jail for 10 years for assembling legal guns. So go to Free Dexter Taylor and check that out. Phil, should individuals participating in protests be permitted to carry weapons?
I think I'm going to break it down into two parts. The should be permitted, like should they and be permitted. There is no permit to carry. You have a right to do that. And it's the strongest signal to a government to back off from their tyrannical behavior. And should they, I think if people are trained and they understand what they're doing and they have a level head, I think they should go there and basically give the strongest signal possible that, whatever the government's doing in your community is unwelcome.
Preach it, brother.
Absolutely. I was appalled on X this week that people were like, the same people that cheered on Kyle Rittenhouse were like, yeah, but we don't want black kids sitting on trunks of cars with guns. So, yeah, that was not cool.
To quote Huey P. Newton of the Black Panthers, any unarmed people are subject to slavery at any time. So,
true that.
I like this guy.
Travis is legit for
Yeah.
sure. All right, Amanda, to you. Do gun restrictions disproportionately affect marginalized communities?
Yeah, and intentionally so. And when you look at these gun laws, they are made to keep guns, keep firearms, defensive weapons out of the hands of people who live in urban areas. Again, disproportionately, these are racial minorities, ethnic minorities. And this was self-conscious. This was deliberate. This was along the same lines as redlining, an attempt to not allow people who didn't look like lawmakers from having weapons.
Can I add to that? Like I was
Absolutely.
just, you know, I've lived in Philadelphia. I was living in Philadelphia for a while. They used to have a special clause that allowed their city to basically ignore the Pennsylvania Constitution, which guaranteed the right to arms. And so for the longest time, you might be seeing now somebody in the current Black Panthers movement, Chairman Paul, he's out there, you know, basically going up to cops and like disrespecting them for the right reasons. Let's just put it that way, and calling out ICE. And you know, if this was a couple of years ago, maybe I think like 15 years ago, it would have been illegal for him to stand there armed. But eventually the Supreme Court said, Pennsylvania said, no, you can't create a city that's designed to violate the constitutional rights of the people. And obviously we know the purpose was to disenfranchise that type of a person from standing up for their rights. And so it's good to see that had been removed. And now those people are standing up for their rights. And so I just wanted to add to that.
Well, to add to that, just real quick, the Pennsylvania State Constitution, Article 1, Section 21 says the rights of the people to keep and bear arms in defense of themselves and of the state shall not be questioned. It doesn't just say that it shall not be infringed. You don't get to freaking question it. F you if you think you could even question my gun rights. So
Is that a
there you
speech
go.
restriction then? Can't ask questions about it. I'm just asking questions.
Well, I mean, I'm all for tying up the government's rights. So.
Fair.
You're muted, Free.
Sorry. Thank you.
I
Minus
muted
100 to me. If Casey wasn't paying attention, I'll just take the points for myself. Travis, does disarmament favor centralized power?
Oh, 100%. Government, I mean, I get it that the movie had kind of a communist undertone to it, but V for Vendetta, I love that quote. It says, government should fear the people, not people the governments. And the only thing that's ever going to keep a tyrant in line is the fear of him ending up just like on the Virginia state flag. There's a dead king getting curb stomped on the Virginia state flag for a reason. And it says Sic Semper Tyrannis, which means thus always to tyrants. So government should 100% fear their people. If Abigail Spanberger wants to be the next Lord Dunmore, that's completely up to her. We're peaceful people here. If she wants to try to disarm us, she'll get the bullets first. Deal with it.
Amen to that. All right. Enter your scores in the chat if you've not done so already. Let's jump in the chat and see what's going on. It is hopping. William's here. What's up, buddy? OB is back. Welcome, OB. 1 billion points to Terry, the lion tamer. Would that make me the lion? I'm not sure. Minus 100 to Amanda for being a commie lobbyist.
I mean, I don't even know how that works, but okay.
You walked into that. You traded toilet paper
I did.
for favors or something. I don't know.
I mean, I can wipe my ass with favors any day. So
200 minus 200 to Griffin Travis for lobbying. 200 to Phil for not lobbying.
He's literally he bought a spot on the show. He's the most lobbyist that ever was.
No, that was strict that was strict bribery. Okay, it was not through some layer of shadowy influence. Okay, this was direct payment.
Respectability. Okay.
Yep. I'm in favor of the way that Phil did it.
Yeah, because he had money.
Yeah, Anarchist Chefs here with welcome. Minus 200 to Amanda for critiquing the prize shelf. Yeah, that was uncalled for. Uncalled for.
It's very cool.
Yeah, 200 to the person to take the nativity.
That was
second.
me. I said
Please.
that was me. I said
Please
target
yes.
practice.
Please take it. Minus 100 to Free for being the government. Yeah, I think that's an old joke. 200 to Amanda just because. Phil staying strong and silent, saving it for when it counts. Plus 200. 200 to Phil for the Amanda Buster. LOL. Yeah. 100 to same thing. Good hunting. Yeah. Welcome, Mark. Check out Mark's show, If by Whiskey. Great show. 100 to Phil. Minus 100 to me for pretending to be the government. Note, impersonating a failed government isn't a crime. Minus 100 to Amanda for squeaking. Was there some squeakage?
So that I feel like I'm just being attacked now because I happen to have a very high voice. You made me a little bit indignant, and I might have gotten a little bit treble. But I can bellow if people would prefer that. I can shout. Would that work?
No. None of that.
Have
None
you
of that.
tried lamenting?
Just go.
100 to Travis for thinking genies live in boxes. 100 to Phil for the brick wall. Who was your decorator? Share his number. 200 to Phil, voting isn't working. 100 to Amanda, free banter points. 100 to Phil and only Phil for the awesome glasses. Jake's here. What's up, Jake? 200 to Amanda for local movements. 200 to Amanda for going local.
I did say straight.
200 to Travis. 100 to Travis for thinking outside of the box with genies. 200 for invoking Patrick Henry. That will not be the only Patrick Henry mentioned from Travis tonight. I guarantee it.
You damn right.
100 to Amanda for vocabulary on her prompter. 100 to Phil, automate the world. 100 to Amanda for answering all the questions.
There we go.
Minus 100 to Amanda for attempting to steal Phil's
He
answers.
said that we could do it. He wanted us to. I was following directions.
That doesn't sound like you.
I'm sorry.
Derek's here. What's up, Derek? 500 points to all three contestants for being such badasses. 200 to Amanda for trying to make it entertaining. 100 to Amanda for hosting the show. I was getting bored with that other guy.
I muted him eventually.
You and me both, brother. You and me both. 200 to Amanda. Workers should keep what they earn. 200 to Travis. Let's all work under the table. Well, you're short enough to do that, Amanda. Or some of us.
I'm 5'8".
Yeah.
What?
No, I meant
to Amity. Okay.
There's a lot of AMs here. Minus 100 to Amanda. If you want to create retained value, start a business. 100 to Travis. He manipulated Amanda to chime in with more adjectives. 150 to Travis for his contracts comment. 100 to Free. Fear Factor name drop. Yep. 200 to Travis for Muttley laugh. 200 to Travis, no government permission to start a business. 100 to Travis for Ron Swanson reference. 200 to Travis, the great Ron Swanson knows what's up. 100 to Amanda for use of 100%, another adjective. 200 to Phil for the disappearing hand behind the wall of his secret room.
It's the limb that I'm chopping off in order to get on the show. It's the contractual limb.
200 to Phil, support small farmers. 100 to Phil for the small farmers. 200 to Phil, small farmer. What about regular size farmers? Anybody think of that?
I said I'm coming out against farmers on the show. So, okay. Yeah.
100 for the first one to say organic food is bullshit. Nobody.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. He wants you to do it.
I'll do it. Organic food is bullshit.
Deep.
I'm a tree hugger.
100 to Travis. He is the man that quotes people in his own words. 100 to Amanda for running the show. That's how we kidnapped Maduro.
Wait, was he running a show or was it?
Yeah, are you comparing me to Maduro?
Am I Maduro? I'm confused.
I don't want to dress up like that. I feel like a sash would cramp my style. Damn commies always wanting to rule everything. Minus 200 to Amanda. 100 to Phil for the scary farmer talk. 200 to Amanda for keeping the government off of our pyramid. That seems Egyptian. Point to Travis for calling the Civil War what my grandma called the Civil War. 200 to Travis for the Civil War reference and the evil tyrant Lincoln. 100 to Amanda is addicted to coop adjective talk.
Not even using that many adjectives, guys. Come on.
200 to Phil, free men don't ask permission. 200 to Phil for recognizing the rights of the Second Amendment. Now we have whole 2% skim and puss and shit salmonella milk.
By the way, in a revelation that will confirm absolutely everyone's priors, regardless of what they are, I grew up solely on skim milk. So there you have it.
Well, I'm lactose intolerant, but I will say I am not a big fan of raw milk, largely because I know what's growing in most of it. And so if it gets too big of a bacterial growth, there's a reason why people used to get very sick with just a day old milk. But if people have their own farm and they're drinking it from the source, I think it probably wouldn't be as dangerous.
I grew up drinking whole milk and stomping mountains flat.
I don't like milk either. 100 to Travis, War of Aggression and Black Eyed Peas music quotes. 100 to Travis for the gun show. 100 to Phil, 2A. 200 to Travis for the Black Panthers quote. 200 to Amanda, all gun laws are racist. Minus 100 to Travis for quoting someone who isn't a real libertarian, Ron Swanson.
Well, he plays one on TV.
100 to Phil because I said so.
He's saying that because you're a minarchist, and Ron Swanson's a minarchist.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
100 to Phil. Minus 200 to Amanda for being against capitalism, but plus 200 for being cool with ANCAPs like me. 200 to Phil for guns. 200 to Amanda for calling out racist gun control. 100 to Travis because he is legit fire. 100 to Phil and Amanda for seeing the details of the tyranny. 100 to Travis for his constant threatening of VA lawmakers if they try to take his guns. What's up, Rob? 100 to Amanda. I like this Amanda version better than the Halloween version.
It's the wig's never too far away.
Yeah, the Halloween version was special.
We make Kyle get dressed up like that quite often. Like it's actually a requirement.
It's just a humiliation ritual for him. Yeah. Anytime he forgets to do something.
Well, humiliation ritual. I just enjoy it. So, you know.
Yeah.
I always hope that everybody watches that one when we ask them on the show and they're like, so do we have to cross dress and do accents? Like, is that
like, here's Leon Trotsky and Frida Kahlo.
Yeah. So there are a lot of goo eyes at the host from Kyle. Is that what we got to do the whole time? All right. 200 Travis for knowing the PA Constitution from Virginia. 100 Travis. I like this guy. Minus 200 free for being muted. Yeah, there we go. Like clockwork. There we go. Check out Casey's show semi-annually on Wednesdays. 200 Travis for the V is for Vendetta reference. 200 to Travis, government should fear the people. 175 to Travis, government should fear the people. 100 to Travis, V for Vendetta. Always remember the and some date. I've forgotten. Help me, Travis.
Voila, in view, humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is the vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, as vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding bison, vile-shifting, violently vicious and voracious violation of volition.
I just can't.
Wow.
That was a lot of adjectives, I think, and so Amanda liked it a lot.
I'll have my camera off anyone who needs me. So,
and it was Amanda-esque at the same time too.
I've seen that movie once or twice.
Yeah, another 100 to Travis for threatening politicians. 3.14 points to Phil for his doctorate, and another 100 to Phil for taking second in my hate the government poll. Yeah. I didn't vote for you on that one. I voted for Allie.
I midway through I was like, okay, I'm losing this, but it's okay. It means I have work to do, and I understand.
It means you're a minarchist is what it means.
Oh, it's not what it means, but okay. Don't put that evil on me.
Allie's pure fire though. Allie just completely just like her keyboard's on fire all day. Like, all right. 200 to Amanda for learning not to sleep in her quest to destroy the government.
I don't know how to take that, but thank you.
Sean's here. What's up, Sean? Thanks for the repost. All right, let's check the scores. That was a lot of reading. That's more reading than you're doing regularly.
You sure you don't want me to host this free?
Yeah, this is exhausting.
Read.
This is exhausting. All right, and you've got the Amanda Festo written there on the desk.
That's
so
true. It's still there.
There.
Yeah.
All right.
That's her murder list, by the way. So it's not a Festo.
They're not all for murder. Some of them are just for the gulag. Okay, it's color coded.
Luckily, none of it looks like it's FREE on there, so that's good.
No, but it's in Russian.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a problem because I don't do that. All right, let's check it out. Travis in the lead. Oh, big lead. 37-25. Phil,
Nice.
28-03. Amanda, 22-80. Amanda, you're in third place so far. What do you think?
I came out against farmers. Ara said that I was going to come out against farmers, so I was expecting this. So my plan was to lose by coming out against farmers and milk and parents.
Even politicians pretend to like farmers. They
do well, and I'm smarter than they are, really. So
Phil, second place in the poll and here so far. What do you think?
I can't complain. If another hill folk wins, all right. I know he's got ammo and gold buried in the hillside, and that's enough to be a win for me.
All right. Travis, first place so far. What do you think?
Dude, I love this show, man. This is the coolest podcast forum I have ever seen. Like, this is criminally underrated. Like, one day you're gonna like be wearing a pinstripe suit and shit. I'm so serious.
You mean jail? Is that where you
No. Like, no, I'm talking like Rat Pack. Like
oh, like a serious
Frank Sinatra, and like with
Like a
like the
fedora
fancy
and
microphone and all
cigarette.
that.
popping the collar?
Yeah.
I can't wear my Killdozer shirt when I'm famous.
Well, no,
Well,
you'll come
could get
out
like,
in a kill.
We'll get you like a Killdozer lapel pin, right? And then just have like a pocket square, and that would look flash as shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. I could come out in a Killdozer like Liberace used to come out in the Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Pyrotechnics going off, lasers.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
Erica Kirk. I could come out with the morning fireworks.
Of course,
You get the laser eyes, like
everybody grieves differently, man. But it's gonna be your show.
I'm gonna do it in a Killdozer. That's how it's gonna happen. So, all right, back to it. Phil, back to you. Category is centralized police force. Do protest crackdowns erode public trust in law enforcement?
Yeah, and I think it's even worse when you have a federalized police force coming in like ICE, violating the Constitution, and then the police do nothing. Right? They just kind of stand there, and so maybe they might not be stopping the protest, but they're actively allowing other aggression to happen to the protest, and so now you have kind of a loss of trust in both. And so really you should probably put your trust in those people that are protesting and getting out there and basically redressing their government with their feet in the street.
Did you see my ice machine meme?
No.
You put in cash, you get more ICE agents.
Oh yeah. I mean, they just got to print the money. So they could I guess it's unlimited.
Yeah, I feel like I got shadow banned again for going against Israel, ICE, the FBI, Pam Bondi. I feel like I might have pressed too many buttons at the same time, but that might hurt me. All right, Amanda, back to you. Should policing be controlled locally rather than nationally?
Yes, community-based policing is the way to go. Have communities decide funding for police, have communities decide on how they want policing to be done. And the upshot of that as well, or the upside of that as well, is that we won't have these ridiculous blanket laws like qualified immunity. We won't have police unions being able to, to run rampant over everything. So yes, community-based policing all the way.
All right, Travis, to you. Is militarized policing a consequence of a perpetual war culture?
I think militarized policing comes from how afraid tyrants are of their people, and they think that this military is going to side with them when the shooting starts. But if you look at the gun protests here in Virginia in 2021, you had like 30 to 40,000 people marching through the streets of Richmond, all with combat gear, combat rigs, and everything. They told Ralph Northam that that he would be forcibly removed from office and tried before the National Guard if he passed a single more gun law. And then what happened after that was all 94 sheriffs out of 96 counties came forward and said, we are not going to enforce your gun laws. We are going to side with the people. So they can write whatever the hell they want on paper, and then they can order to give the police all these guns. But the police are going to side with us at the end of the day. I think at least the Virginia police are, because like they're legitimately good people. Like I have no complaints about the Virginia police except for like maybe one or two incidents, and those are like one-off things. But like generally speaking, the Virginia police are on our side. They're not on Richmond's side. They're not on the Fed side. They're going to take care of us, the people that elected them. And I think like, yeah, if they want to cut their own throat by giving the police tanks and stuff like that here in Virginia, that's going to work out pretty good for me. You know what I mean? So.
Was that his filibuster or his Amanda buster?
I kind of want to debate that though.
Okay.
I kind of want to debate that.
So I'll remove Amanda and I from the screen. Phil, you have 15 seconds. Travis has 15 seconds to follow up. And here we go.
I think you're putting a lot of trust in people that they may support one version of a liberty that they agree with when it comes to gun rights. But I think those same people would be, and they are constantly enforcing laws that should not be enforced because there is no victim. Virginia is known for being a problem to drive through because their state police will basically tag you for speeding if you're an out-of-state plate. And so I know this because I used to travel up and down the East Coast a lot. And every time you have to be very careful in Virginia because they're going to slam you. But I legitimately think that it depends on what the tyranny is coming from. If it's a Second Amendment, maybe you're right. Maybe they will. But I think to say that they would not also be tyrants if it's something they agree with, I think that's probably not true. And I think we've seen it in the majority of what maybe you would identify as a conservative Republican, that they don't want other people to have gun rights that might disagree with them. And they've been very loud about it. And so I think that's my biggest worry, is that putting so much faith in that doesn't get you prepared mentally for if it doesn't go that way.
Yeah. Okay. I completely understand your point. So what you got to look at with Virginia State Police is like a few years ago we got rid of qualified immunity. Qualified immunity, for those who don't know, is what shields police officers from frivolous lawsuits. So now police don't have that at all in Virginia, and like, if you go and talk to these police officers here now, at least in my experience, I don't know about your experience, and if it differs, then me and you are still cool. But like I have only ever gotten pulled over when I was going at least 11 miles over the speed limit, and even then the dude stopped. He's like, "Hey, can you slow it down a little bit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course," And then he let me go, no ticket. So 99 like. Yeah, speed limit tickets suck, sure, but moreover, I'm more worried about are they going to take our guns, and then after they take our guns, they're going to take everything else,
No, I agree, but I think if you keep that as a mentality, then they basically can strip all the things up until that point, and people just stay quiet about it. Where I think that's the biggest problem, is that you get so used to more and more of your freedoms going away, even just because it's not this one. And those same police have Palantir inside of their police. They are doing algorithmic policing. If that gets removed, then okay. But I think it's dangerous to think that people in positions of authority are your ally.
Right. Yeah. And I can concede, sure, that, generally you're right, but I'm specifically talking about our local police here in Virginia, because these are actually men of the people here. And like the sheriff lives like I could throw a rock and hit his house from here. And he's a really, really good guy. I'm not going to name his name because I don't have his permission to do that, but he's genuinely a good guy. He's a patriot. He is a true son of Patrick Henry. Like he is not like a tyrant in any form of the sense. The only time he's going to come and screw with you is if you're actually legitimately being a danger to the public. Example, I go like 11 miles over the speed limit all the time. Nobody even really stops me, but there was this one dude on Facebook. He said, "Oh, I'm going to go shoot up a school. I'm going to go do this." They mobilized every cop in the county. They had his ass snatched up in 30 minutes flat. They do not F around with that. So like, these are like once the people are the police, I think and of course I'm talking about Appalachia here. We have a violent crime rate of half of what the rest of the country has. But, of course I'm being very, very specific and you're being more and more general. But I genuinely think that the police are very good people around here. And generally you're correct. But in my specific area, I am correct as well, if that makes sense.
No, I mean, I can agree with it, and maybe with firearms again, man. But if you got somebody that's peacefully using drugs, driving through your state, they are going to be thrown in jail. Their freedom is going to be taken away, and they hurt nobody, right?
I feel you, man. So. Yeah. The war on drugs is complete bullshit. I would legalize everything. What you put into your body is your problem. So.
The hell was that? There was like no bloodshed. Nobody died.
I believe in a gentleman's conversation.
I believe in a gentleman's duel, my friend, and there was no slapping or anything.
This was between two hill folk, all right? You gotta leave that.
That's right.
We probably disagree on quite a bit, but we'd probably be able to communicate on it quite well.
Yeah,
I'm like the show do better. Okay,
I absolutely will. No, someone will need to like slaughter someone in Mortal Kombat if someone challenges somebody to a debate, because only the strongest, most fearsome libertarians must prevail. in this new order of mine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be an enemy in that battle, though. That's the problem, you know.
Well, see, I refuse to see any other libertarian as an enemy. Like, we all hate the state, you know, like minor disagreements. We can just be like, okay, man, we'll agree to disagree, you know, like it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, that's Woodcraft always says that, you know, he's a minarchist, I'm an anarchist, that we'll walk shoulder to shoulder till we get to minarchy.
Until
then we'll
somebody has to kill somebody, and then Phil's already right up against the wall, so Phil's doing great there. Just stay where you are. I'll be there shortly.
So you're a minarchist? I mean, come on.
No, you're the one who used to call yourself a minarchist.
I know I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't call myself a
yeah,
minarchist.
No. All right, let's get back into it. I gotta rearrange some folks here. There we go. And all right, back to you, Phil. Category is policing technology. Should AI be used in law enforcement?
No, I don't think so. I think we've already seen that the government gets involved in any sort of policing. They will label you as a domestic terrorist, and then you get thrown in a gulag or whatever, or you get constantly monitored. And that was when people were doing it. And now with AI and its ability to hallucinate things, I think it's a terrible idea. And I think we're seeing its byproducts currently with ICE, where they're basically using algorithmic policing to find neighborhoods where they might find an immigrant, and U.S. citizens are being kind of harassed.
All right, Amanda, to you. Do surveillance tools change policing culture?
Of course they do. We've always had surveillance tech, right? But the more advanced it gets, the more of an incentive there is to maximize the putative advancement. So surveillance tools basically presume the need to surveil, which presumes a sort of guilt. And if you're presuming guilt, then you're innately incentivized to try and catch that guilt and try and punish it. So it creates a culture of policing which inclines people to search for crimes and to always assume the worst.
Excellent. Travis, to you. Should communities approve new policing technology?
That's a good question. I generally distrust all technology because it's so easy to manipulate. Like, I just don't see much value in it, but I do understand why they want to do it because, like, if you take like a Stingray drone, like it's soaking up every cell phone signal in the area. But like, I don't know. I think technology is a false god. Like, eventually, it's just going to be. I get it. They're trying to turn it into the Minority Report, but I'm not even worried about that because AI is a bubble. It's going to pop anytime now because these companies are not making money, and anything that doesn't make money eventually just turns to dust and blows away in the wind. So should it? No, but practically, I don't think there's anything to worry about because ultimately, as long as every man be armed, your liberties will be protected. But the second you go up your guns, you're screwed.
And Travis, we have a follow-up on your Patrick Henry answer. No opinion on liquid glass in iOS 26?
I don't know what that is.
I was kidding. It's spam in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I saw a spam comment.
I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what was said. I'm sorry.
I knew you would hate that, but that's right.
I know
that's
liquid gas is like sharding, but
what? Wait, what? Huh?
Liquid gas
right,
is sharding.
right. Yeah, I'm.
Freeze continue.
I literally regret everything I've done today.
Yeah, I can make science, comments on this, but it wouldn't go well over with this crowd.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for not doing that.
Try coming out against farmers.
Back to you, Phil. Category is ICE operations in sovereign cities. Should federal agencies override local governments?
No, just flat out no. The centralized government should have no authority in any communities. This is a voluntary agreement for a union in the country, which I don't even agree with. And so having them have a unaccountable police force that is supposedly having absolute immunity by their quotes, fuck no.
We must be getting some traction on YouTube because we have all sorts of spam in the comments right now. So, welcome to all the people from Nigeria joining us. Thank you for joining us.
There's surveillance bots. Hello, surveillance bots.
Perfect.
Hello, Mossad.
Yeah. Amanda, back to you. Do centralized enforcement actions erode local autonomy?
I swear you've asked this question before. I really feel like you got okay. Anyway, do centralized enforcement actions erode local autonomy? Yes, they do. And like the reason for that is because anytime that you have any sort of central planning, any sort of central solution, once again, the presumption is that concentrating this in one location does better than distributing it and doing targeted, individualized answers.
Could you not point out if I accidentally put the question in there 2, 3, 4 times? That'd be nice.
I mean, I thought it was intentional. I thought that you were going to do like a mashup at the end of the year, and it's just going to be all
next
the,
time
all
you
the
call,
different
you're just
ways.
getting the same Trotsky question every time.
All the different ways Amanda has answered this question in order to pander to different audiences. That's what's going to happen.
You know how easy it would be for me to just give you the same question 30 times? That'd be much easier on me.
I would just answer it differently every time. Keep you guessing. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm sure the ice pick's going to come out any minute now.
All right, Travis, to you. Should cities be punished for resisting federal directives?
I think federal directives should be punished directly. Like if like here we have special laws here in Virginia that a city is its own thing constitutionally. Like it's not part of a county at all. Like you know, if you got a town that wants to become a city, all you have to do is have, I think it's public water, fire suppression of some sort, and then a police service. And like, I don't believe in federal government power at all. Like, I don't even really believe in democracy. Like, I'm a Hoppian, so, you know, I forget the question. Sorry.
Yeah. That would not have been my guess of you talking about suppressive fire, but
just want to note, by the way, that there are exceptions to enforcing centralized authority if it's against Dallas Cowboys fans, and that's for you, Rob.
Oh,
okay, I concede that point.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, back to you, Phil. Category is centralized identity systems. Should access to services ever require biometric approval?
I mean, if it's a private thing, then yeah, go ahead. I think anything, you know, as we're kind of getting more and more centralized with the government, no, that shouldn't be a requirement at all. I know that they're trying to do it with like getting onto an airplane and all of that, and with Real ID. But if a private company wants to say, hey, you got to get your iris scan to come inside because we do some dangerous shit in here, like, sure. Like I think that would be perfectly fine.
Okay. Amanda, to you. Is identity tracking a prerequisite for control?
So it won't surprise you to learn that I've written about this. As the property and the job of the state that assigns for itself is making everything legible, basically making things readable, making things trackable. So in order to make things legible and knowable, the state has to delineate certain categories, whether that category is class, whether that category is race, whether the category is gender, ethnicity, sexuality, all of these different things. And then we compile that into identity markers as though identity can somehow be collectivized. And then we track it and render it into statistical measurements over time. It is always an attempt to make things readable. And when you can read things, you can define them. When you can define them, you can delimit them, you can rein them in. So yes, always and in all times and all places.
I'm just glad you didn't say that I gave you the same question again. So
You gave me the same question I've asked myself before. So
okay.
You're on my list.
Travis, to you, can freedom exist without anonymous movement?
No, because the biggest thing that governments are afraid of is that leaders will form among the people who can pull everybody together and give them an identity. And the whole point of all these trackers and everything like that is to snuff out the leaders. It doesn't matter if the leader is following the law or whatever. They'll get in their fucking time machine and they'll go back to 1916 or 1794 or whatever and find some law that you've broken at some point, even if it's a law you never even heard of. And then they'll be like, no one is above the law, you know, and all that bullshit. And really, it just goes back to the Thomas Jefferson quote, law is off, but the tyrant's will, and always so when it trounces the right of the individual. Pardon my voice.
Yeah, no worries. Phil, to you. Category is decentralized, self-governing communities. Can communities govern themselves better than distant institutions?
Yeah, I mean, the further you are from a community, the less likely you are to know what the actual conditions on the ground are. And in doing so, you're going to prescribe some solution that won't actually solve their problem. And so when the people come together and say, hey, we have this problem, we need to work together to get it done, you get voluntary cooperation to meet the demands of the community. And you're more likely to have upliftment than a system that can just be ripped off and never actually meets the demands of the community.
All right, Amanda, to you. Should communities opt out of national mandates?
Yes, well, there shouldn't be national mandates speaking generally, but communities should always have the say as to whether to abide by those mandates. More accurately, however, it should be the individuals making these decisions. When you say mandates, we're talking about something that doesn't have the force of a law. It is something that is treated as though it's a law, but it's not passed through those typical channels, right? So really the mandate and whether to follow that shouldn't even so much be done at the community level as much as the individual level, although communities can make the decision to ostracize the individual if they don't approve of something that they're doing.
All right, Travis, to you. Does decentralization reduce corruption?
No, not at all, but it definitely reduces its impact on the mass populace. So like Bitcoin, sure, drugs are going to be trafficked and people are going to die from fentanyl, but at the very least, you're not going to have them printing more Bitcoin, you know? And I think that's the ultimate goal, is to just reduce the impact that corruption has on everyone, if that's possible.
Okay. Phil, back to you. Category is lethal autonomous AI drones. Should autonomous weapons ever police civilians?
No, not at all. And I put on like my anarchist hat here and say that the police don't actually own anything, so they shouldn't be able to tax us to pay for the weapons that they go to kill us with. And particularly, it should not have an AI system making that decision. I think there's a gradation on how bad a government can be, how bad a policing can be, and that's about as bad as I could imagine it.
All right, Amanda, to you. Should protests be monitored by AI systems?
No, I think if we're talking about AI that an individual is using like to create some kind of video mashup of protests, sure, but no, there shouldn't be AI surveillance monitoring protests. This is an infringement on rights to privacy. And again, it's also very, very vague and tenuous exactly what an AI system is capable of doing at this time. Facial recognition tech is incredibly unreliable. We shouldn't be anywhere near, and we should never be at a point where we're having AI monitor protests, which again suggests there's something bad happening there, something unsavory happening there. It's our right.
All right, Travis, to you. Does war technology belong in domestic enforcement?
No, but I think we need to address the reality that it already is part of domestic enforcement, and we need to address the world that actually exists instead of the world that we wish existed. So, we need to be studying things like how to hide your body heat. They have thermal imaging, so we need wool blankets to hide our body heat. We need to know how to create a smoldering campfire that will fill the air with smoke that will help disguise your movements through the woods and make it harder to see you with thermal. So, war evolves, and I think freedom needs to evolve right alongside it.
Well,
all right.
I will say if you want to actually hide from thermals, there are technologies, material technologies that work much better than wool. Just so you know, if you ever want to talk about it, I'll give you the details.
100%. Please message me. I love that stuff.
I'm already like, I can't be detected by thermal scanning because my body temperature is 5 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's my wife. She like if I have ever like made it too cold in the house, she's like, make it colder.
All right. Enter your scores in the chat if you have not done so already. The chat is fire right now. Let's see what is going on. Dan's got points to Amanda. She can read 3-syllable words. That's better than me. Yeah. Points to Travis for the monologue. Points to Travis. Points to Travis for quoting the entire V for Vendetta movie. Minus 25 for not answering the question. The question is 5th of November. 1 to Phil for the Trump hand. Minus 200 to Amanda for being against farmers. Yeah, that was coming. 100 to Amanda for reminding me of Kennedy during her MTV days.
I don't know if that's a good thing. It's too young to know that.
Points to Amanda if she can tell me what the worst type of farmer is. I'll let them know they're not wanted at the bar later.
Worst type of farmer is clearly any kind of factory farmer. That's not even up for discussion.
Wow, V rant, Travis, points. I would give you more points, but the government limits me. This game show isn't a free market. That is absolutely 100 correct, William. Look forward to you being a subscriber someday. 200 to Travis. This show is criminally underrated for encouraging free to wear a pinstripe.
See, kids, ass kissing pays.
Yeah, I'm not dressing up. Points to Amanda if she can tell me what corn evolved from.
It evolved from a Mexican grass called teosinte.
Is that true?
Yes,
we're talking.
it's
No
true.
idea what we're talking about.
Began domestication of corn about 9,000 years ago.
The only thing I know about corn is
Points,
Jonathan Davis
please.
is awesome.
Points,
So
please.
that was evidence that Amanda has AI already installed in her brain. The
It's
question
Amanda
was asked,
intelligence.
They queried it. It was
Yeah.
You know,
It's just right there.
It's AI Amanda.
Yeah, exactly.
Points to Travis. He is a prophet like me. Both of us are false prophets, but we're right about this show's future. Appreciate that. Points to Phil for putting the trust in the protesters. Points to Amanda, F federal policing. Points to Amanda, ending qualified immunity. Points to Amanda, the only background that makes me feel cozy.
With the Dutch Kingmakers flag, you bet.
If the Amanda Festo makes you feel cozy, we have all sorts of problems. All
So
right.
you're welcome here anytime.
Points to Phil, the missing arm magician. He's better than David Copperfield in front of a brick wall. Brent's here. What's up, Brent? Check out Anarcho Syndicate Clothing and Brent's podcast. Brent's an awesome dude. Points to Phil. We don't need no education inspired by the wall behind him. Nice Pink Floyd reference. Points to Travis. Local police in Virginia, for the most part, side with the people. I'm not sure I believe that. Points to Phil, acknowledging road pirates in Virginia, although they do leave locals alone, going 14 or less over the speed limit. Yeah, this is an Amity rant. Points to Phil for the flood mark on your wall. By the way, I like your answers tonight.
It's not a real.
Points to Travis for debating. Minus to Phil and Travis for agreeing with each other in the debate. Hashtag no one threw a chair.
Not a real libertarian, Phil.
Paul Dar had the best debate ever and almost flipped his desk, and I think that's the high water mark so far.
I need to see.
Minus to Phil and Travis for the amicable debate, 100%. Points to Amanda. I wish I could become Amanda Smart minus the farmer.
Amanda intelligence is what allows you to develop the farmer bigotry. Like it's a feature, not a bug. You can't have one without the other, basically.
Yeah. She's so wordy I can't even tell if she's smart sometimes. So I don't know where we're talking
There we
about.
go.
she just throws darts at a dictionary and then puts the words
Pretty
in.
much. Everyone is learning my secret method.
We're playing Are You Smarter Than a Politician? And she's playing Scrabble. So minus to Phil and Travis for getting along. We want to see tables flip. There we go. Points to Phil and points to Travis for creating their own podcast tonight. Where's the timer clock?
Oh, good. We have another libertarian podcast. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's just what we needed. One more podcast will get us to 5%. Oh man, Travis, minus 100 for conflating Appalachian police with Virginia police. I am all too well acquainted with Nova police, and they are the worst.
Well, see, that's your problem for going to Northern Virginia. It's not a real state. It's not a real place.
It's not. It doesn't matter.
It's a communist shithole.
Points to Travis, legalize everything. Points to Travis, agreed on local sheriffs. My sheriff in Virginia refused to enforce COVID mandates. Some are down home good guys. Points to Amanda for demanding blood. Yeah, we want blood. Points to Amanda for calling for consensual bloodshed.
Don't kink shame.
It's in the contract. We have a
Yes.
contract.
Well, that's with the limbs. Yeah. ending consensual bloodshed.
Yep. We got a Sawzall. It's all good.
Yeah.
Points to Amanda. Call out of a no bloodshed debate. I think you might be the first person to ever get more points for the debate for not even being in the debate. So
it's because I know what the people want and I demand it on their behalf, right?
Yeah.
I'm Amanda of the people.
Points for bringing on Gentleman's Rule. Points to Travis for not seeing another libertarian as an enemy based. Points to Travis, we are all against the state. Let's go. Points to Phil for the anti-AI law enforcement. Points to Amanda, surveillance tools, presumed guilt. Points to Amanda for not going through my search history. No one needs to know how many musicals I've been listening to.
I know you've been listening to Agipop, and that's what counts.
Points to Travis for staying armed. Points to Phil. Glass is technically a highly
viscous. Sorry.
Viscous. Thank you. I was never getting out of that tailspin, Amanda. So thank you.
Because everyone mispronounces viscous vicious, and so I was going to try to help.
Yeah, I was going Sid Vicious on that. I was never coming out of that one. So appreciate that. It's scientific admitted during the live show that he misspells things sometimes just to mess me up. So yeah, thank you for the help. Points to Phil for states telling feds to go to hell. Points to Phil, federal government should have no authority. 200 for the first person to say there are exceptions to enforcing centralized authority if it's against Dallas Cowboys fans. I think we did that.
I did that. Yeah.
$20 to Free for providing free pizza and beer to his guests while they hang out in the green room prior to showtime. That would have made us profitable, and that's never happening. So, points to Travis. Technology is a false god. As a technologist, makes me a god. I guess I'm no longer an agnostic. That's interesting.
Praise be the Messiah.
Points to Travis for his silky smooth voice.
What, are you hitting on me?
It's getting weird. Points to Travis for not recognizing the federal government. I'm reading like the fifth word first. I don't know what's going on here. Points to Phil because I missed his answer using the bathroom, but I'm sure it was great. You should play this in your bathroom. Points to Travis for answering the question correctly while forgetting what the question was. Brilliant politician tactic. 195 to Amanda. Dallas Cowboys suck. Points to Amanda. She had me at identity politics. Points to Travis for knowing how the government thinks. Points to Amanda. National mandates should not exist. Points to Travis for reading more quotes from a teleprompter. Wait, he doesn't have a teleprompter. He's crazy smart. Bazinga, Sheldon Cooper smart. Yeah,
I assure you I'm retarded.
There's no teleprompter there. He's reading smoke signals. Points to Travis. He mentioned Bitcoin. He should also mention Xano. Yeah, Xano's great. 200 to Phil. The state should not steal from us to buy weapons used to kill us. Points to Phil. Anarchist hat looks good on you. 100%. Points to Phil for being against the 2014 script of RoboCop remake. Terry's laughing again. It's messing me up. 200 to Travis. Hide your body heat. 200 to Phil. Based. Hide from thermals. 100 to Amanda for being a vampire. Oh, I mean, at least you got points for it. Points to Travis for survival hiding. Points to Amanda for being cold-blooded.
Ectothermic.
I can't pronounce that. Points to Travis. Thermotactic talk is a turn on. It's getting hot in here. Oh my god. Healer Protectors here. Welcome. Points to Travis because he's smarter than he looks.
Love you, Nick.
Is that a compliment? Points to Free. He's doing big things. That's right. I ordered the government. What's up, Zach? Check out Zach's show if he's still doing it. Appreciate you, brother. Oh, that was a lot of reading. I might lay down during the next round. Ooh, we have a little flip flop here. Little shocker in the score.
What happened?
Phil's in the lead, 54-03, beating Travis by not one, not two, but 3 points. And Amanda just behind at 52-75. So it's getting tight.
I'm closing the gap by demanding violations of the NAP. That's what
You're like openly taunting the audience, and it's somehow working out.
I love the audience. Come at me, audience. You're fantastic. Taxation.
She
is bad.
claims to
Oh,
not
my-
be Leon Trotsky, but she's centralized planning the scoreboard.
Exactly. Well, I mean, like I'm about as good at math as he is, so you can take that however you want. By the way.
All right, back to it. Phil, to you. And this category is sponsored by Xano, the aforementioned Xano, which is amazing. Appreciate them sponsoring us. Phil, the category is cashless society risks. Does cashless money make dissent easier to punish?
I mean, I think you can have a cashless society if it's decentralized and not controlled, and it'll be fine. You can dissent all you want. But a cashless society where there's a central government controlling it, yeah, that makes it to where they could just shut off your bank account, and then you can't use money as speech to protest or do anything.
All right, Amanda, to you. Should every transaction be traceable?
No, do it all under the table, motherfuckers. Can I say motherfuckers on YouTube? Motherfuckers. Yes. So no, transactions should not be traceable unless you're some kind of private detective, and then you're literally going around yourself and figuring out how the transaction happened. In which case,
I think you can only say motherfuckers if you cancel it out by saying motherfuckers again. So I think we're good.
Okay, good.
All
I tried.
right. And Travis, to you. Does cash protect individual autonomy?
Oh yeah, sure it does. But I mean, up here in the hills, like, you know, we'll have what's called swaps, and a bunch of good old boys will pull up next to the river with their pickup trucks and put the tailgates down, and we'll just start trading things. And no paperwork, nothing. Nobody knows it happened, and then everybody just fucks off and minds their own business after that. That's the libertarian wet dream. So guess what we trade?
We did that in Girl Scouts, but I don't think we traded the same shit.
I don't know, Travis. That's how we got like a really fancy, ugly sweater for Christmas. So like, you know, it was at one of those swaps, and you know,
Everyone's
I
processed
just-
the fact that I was in Girl Scouts.
I just kind of laugh at the idea of gun registration, because us good old boys are just going to pull up next to the river and start trading stuff.
well, I will say that the 3D printers make it even worse now. I mean, the gun debate and control debate is completely over. You can just print out your own gun if you want one.
Oh, 100%. You can print it for like $20, and sucks to be ATF, because and I guarantee the ATF's watching. I hope you enjoyed that painting I did for Carrie. That was go fuck yourselves.
Rob,
I was on
Sorry, go on.
I was on Sal the Agorist show last week, and he said he's going to 3D print a gun on his show, so I'm pretty excited about that. So
I want to ask Rob whether I can get those points back if I can prove that I was in Girl Scouts.
Interesting.
So,
All right. Back to you, Phil. Category is decentralized finance, DeFi. Does centralized finance enable control?
Yeah, I mean, if you have any sort of centralized system where they're going to pick and choose who they're going to lend money to, it makes it where they're only going to lend money to their friends. Where DeFi allows people to put up their own crypto, people can then borrow against it, and that decentralization helps fund things that otherwise might be deemed not necessary by a centralized authority. So I think the more we move out of the current centralized economic systems where there's banks that get backed by the federal government, I think the more kind of technological advancement you'll have, and more protection for the people.
Phil, does your shirt say "Touch S'mores"?
No, it's a band. It's called Touche Amore. But
that's what Phil tells me when he wants me to shut up. Amanda, go touch some s'mores.
Everybody should go outside and touch s'mores. That's my advice for tonight.
Oh dear.
All right, Amanda, to you. Does regulation protect consumers or institutions?
Usually institutions, because most regulations that are supposedly meant to protect consumers are written by the institutions. So really oftentimes, I would support, protections against fraud and things like that and demands of transparency, but usually regulations create a black box rather than pulling back the curtain.
All right, Travis, to you. Is decentralization a threat to centralized power?
Oh, 100%. I mean, just in the word decentralization, but we got to ask ourselves, why do they want centralized power? Because they're greedy. They want to make sure that their comfortable life never gets disrupted, and you can't do that if you can't keep your competitors in line. So that's why they're against decentralization. They say it's it's your customer safety, so we know you're not being cheated. Well, if you get cheated, that's your problem. Like if I go to a casino and lose $20, it's my fault. I lost $20 because I was in the casino to begin with. So I don't see why there's even a need for centralization of anything.
Amen to that. All right, Phil, to you, the category is financial privacy. Is privacy essential to dissent?
Yeah. I mean, if they know every single thing you do, you end up in this dystopian nightmare of like you buy one tool of resistance against the government, and next thing you know, everything you do is being watched. So yeah, I think privacy is very important, and we're now moving to this kind of post-privacy world where everything is fed into a database and they know everything about you. And I think it's extremely dangerous, both for blackmail's sake, for controlling if you have the ability to resist against kind of the worst case scenarios for government tyranny.
Amanda, to you, should using privacy tools increase surveillance targeting?
It would disturb me that anyone was even aware that privacy tools were being used. Again, you're talking about something that presumes presumes bad action, that presumes unsavory activity. Now, maybe it's unsavory to the government, but anytime that you're saying, well, because somebody's doing such and such thing, we need to surveil them more, it goes back to like the increased surveillance answer for policing. It's presuming guilt, and you're going to find what you're looking for.
All right. Travis, to you. Should the government know how you spend your money?
No.
Okay, he made up for the filibuster.
No. Yeah, that's my answer is no.
Okay. I like keeping the camera on people for an uncomfortable amount of time. All right, Phil, back to you. Category is technocratic governance. Are experts replacing voters?
Well, I think like in government bureaucracy, yes, it is kind of it's replacing more than just the voters. It's replacing even kind of the systems that we have for Congress to take care of things. It's all kind of offset to experts. Now, I'm an expert in a field, and I don't think non-experts, should be, necessarily their opinion being as held as high as maybe mine for my specific field. But that's the decision of the person that's listening to me versus listening to them. And hopefully my argument would win out because I know what I'm talking about in that specific field. So I'm not a fan of kind of shitting on people that become experts in things. I'm more a fan of saying, hey, these people shouldn't be forced to dictate how your life operates.
Is the field you're an expert in s'mores?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You got to get the right amount of melt on the marshmallow and the chocolate to get it right. It's a whole science. I've studied it for many years now.
Feeling very targeted now because I don't eat marshmallows or s'mores.
Dr. S'more. All right, Amanda, to you. Is governance becoming permission-based?
Is it becoming permission based? The way that I want to hear that is it becoming based on like the permission of the governed, in which case I would like to say yes, but I don't think that's how you meant it. And it's in fact not becoming permission based. I would like to see more government by permission of the governed, but I would also like to see the governed not give permission to be governed. My short answer is I have no idea what that question was asking. And so I'm just repeating the words over and over again.
I more meant like, is governance becoming you have to get permission from the government? But
oh, absolutely. Like again, so when you have that, aren't you glad you clarified? When you have the growth of the bureaucratic state, they're going to seek things to do. So the larger the state becomes, the more that it wants to co-opt into its purview. Inevitably, you're going to get permission-based government.
There were only 5 words. I think that's why it was confusing to you.
That's fair.
All right, Travis, back to you. Is democracy being managed away?
No, not necessarily, because they draw a lot of benefit from democracy. Like if you go and read Democracy, the God That Failed, that's on the Mises website for free. You should go treat yourself to that. It's also an audiobook on YouTube. Just if you're driving, listen to that. Hoppe makes some extremely good points, but I just think democracy in and of itself is just a pressure release valve system that keeps people from banding together and hanging all the Wall Street bankers and the politicians. It makes people be like, oh shucks, my guy lost, I guess I got to go lose all my rights now, instead of being like, oh well, the king's an asshole, let's go kill the king. You know what I mean? So
all right, back to you, Phil. Category is localism, agorism. Is building outside the system the future?
I think so, and I'll make maybe a prediction here that I think the student loan situation that's about to happen might force it. So the more that they are going to try to garnish wages for the student loan system, I think more and more people will push to working under the table, and it may be the thing that actually gets us to a point where people just say, "I'm rejecting your system. We are finding other ways to do this," and I think it will become more and more popular over time as the government tries to extract more and more wealth from the people. But yeah, it's important that more and more people move away from anything that they can control.
Can I add to that as the host of the show? So I would just say, in addition to that, that any time that you try to seek redress only within the institutions that exist, redress is only going to go so far. So you need to build outside the system in order to achieve true liberation from the confines of the system. And that applies not just to things like Phil was saying within the marketplace, it also applies to governance, it applies to voting, it applies for various types of petitioning the courts. Things have to be done outside of just the halls of power.
I'm just surprised that you let me host my own show for 70 episodes. So it was a good run. It was a good run.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, thanks for filling in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Amanda, back to Amanda.
Oh, dear.
Should communities bypass centralized systems?
Yes, always and forever. And I would like to see this happen on a mass scale so that the centralized systems become overwhelmed with their attempts to quash the communities. And I'd like to see the communities fight back.
All right. Travis, to you. Are local networks more resilient in crisis?
1,000%. You need to know the names of your neighbors. You need to know what their skills are. You need to know what their limitations are. If it's icing outside, you need to get off your fat ass and go salt your neighbor's stairs if they're elderly. When Hurricane Helene happened, Appalachia was well ahead of FEMA. We come out of the woodworks. At the blink of an eye, churches were full of food, diapers, toothbrush, toothpaste. I mean, Western North Carolina, it looked like a damn nuke went off, and we were still okay. Because up here, like, it's an extremely high trust society. You can leave your car unlocked. You can leave your house unlocked if you want to. Some people don't. Some people do. It's either way. But anyway, the ultimate thing is like, it's an extremely high trust society, and when you know your neighbors and you actually care about your neighbors, and that becomes a cultural staple in your area like it is in Appalachia, you're going to have people coming out of the woodwork to make sure that you're okay, that you have clothes, that you have food, that you have everything that you need during a disaster. Or they're just going to come by and share a beer with you on your front porch when everything's okay, just to see if you're doing all right. And like, people don't quite understand just how much Appalachia is a libertarian wet dream, because we'll obey the laws that make sense, but we're going to completely ignore the ones that don't make sense, So that's the benefits of high trust society. Learn who your neighbors are. Go shake their hand. Make sure that they're doing all right. If you haven't seen from them in a couple of days, go just strike up a conversation. Social skills goes a long way. I know libertarians don't have a lot of social skills, but we definitely need to fix that. You know what I mean? So.
Also sounds like an anarcho-communist wet dream.
Yes, it is. Like, and I'm kind of a moderate. Like I know I say some crazy shit on Twitter and stuff like that, but these old men, especially the ones that were in Vietnam, the second they start they hear any whiff of gun control, they're like, "That's okay. We can go blow the bridges." And they're sitting there talking about tamping techniques and shit. I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, that cool, because they're serious. They're not just shooting off the mouth.
Right.
And we're canceled again. It was a nice run. I'm
surprised Travis hasn't been arrested like at this point of the show.
I know, right?
I was more worried about Phil than Travis, and I was.
Well, I have to be careful
blowing bridges
because I'm a chemist, right? So like you got to be a little bit careful when if I say something like that,
Yeah. All right. Phil, back to you. The category is U.S. invasion of Venezuela.
Oh no.
Do foreign interventions expand government power at home?
I would say yes, and it's mostly through the funding of the military-industrial complex, where our money keeps getting sent to these corporations, and the more I think the government can see that, I can do whatever I want on other land, I think they're more inclined to do the same thing here. And I think we see that, right? I think he was emboldened by that action, Trump was, and then ICE kind of ramped up and said, we don't give a shit about the Fourth Amendment anymore. We're going to just kick in doors. And I think it's just once you know you have the power to do whatever you want, they're going to continue to do the power of whatever they want to do.
Absolutely. Amanda, to you, does perpetual intervention undermine consent of the governed?
It certainly can. I suppose it depends on whether the governed consent to the intervention that's happening. The problem is that the state always wants to aggrandize itself. So either it tries to aggrandize itself externally, which can sometimes lead to an increase of internal coercion as well, or it aggrandizes itself internally and kind of crunches in on itself. So intervention runs a high risk of exploiting the governed. Although, again, you can leave open the option for if the governed support some kind of intervention, technically no. Although, again, if you're then beginning to govern the people in the state in which you've intervened, yes.
All right. Travis, to you. Should the U.S. ever invade a country to control drug trafficking?
No, absolutely not. But we all know that this is just a casus like what we really wanted was the oil, and we're going to go get the oil. And that's all there is to it. This dates back thousands and thousands of years. Like if you go read Thucydides, he's saying he's predicting that there was going to be a war between Sparta and Athens, like 100 years before it even happened. And he was right, because any two economic competitors are always going to end up being at war. They're going to try to dress it up. They're going to try to make it sound like, we're going to free the slaves, like Lincoln said, or we're going to get the drug traffic, and they're burning kids alive in ovens in Iraq. No, they just wanted the oil, and they're going to go get it.
All right. Back to you. Oh, no, enter scores. So let's check out the chat.
There is a comment that I definitely want to respond to in there.
It's from a bot, unfortunately.
Is
usually it's marked if it's a bot.
Can you read it? I'll find it while you're
It's the one about the government list, isn't it? I think Terry marked it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically was saying you do realize that your rhetoric will most likely lead to you being put on an extensive database and classified as a domestic terrorist.
We're already classified as that.
Yes.
Genuinely we are. But
if there's a watch list that I'm not already a part of for just how this account started, and I seen Amity talk about it a second ago and thing, like when I first started this account, it was a joke. I was just wanting to piss off the ATF a little bit. So what I did was I took a picture of a big log that I'd laid in the toilet, and I tweeted it at the ATF, and I used all their buzzwords. I said, do I need a tax stamp for this? I 3D printed this bomb. and they've never been by here. I'm feeling ignored, but okay.
Well, the joke's on them, because we actually get our contestants from that watch list. So they're actually doing the work of recruiting for us. So, Terry just downloads it every day and then just finds those people and asks them if they want to be on the show. So
what I'll say is that if you're not on that list, you're not doing enough. right? You need to be doing more.
Do more for the people.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. What was I doing? Was I reading these?
Enter scores.
Real quick.
You're doing the
Yeah.
scores. Great.
Yeah.
Just real quick, every single one of the founding fathers was on a watch list. Okay.
That's true. That's true. All right. So let's check out the chat.
Those dirty statist bastards. They were on that watch list.
They were famous.
Ooh. Amity's using strategery. She gave 3 to Travis to even it up for the next round. Phil's gonna win by pi. Oh, there's a lot of strategery going on here. -3 to Phil. 6 to Phil to counter the others. What is going on? This is like some sort of game going on here. Scientific's got points to Amanda for the swear jar, which is surprisingly low at the moment. # be ashamed of yourselves. Points to Travis for the swaps. -to Amanda for lying. There's no way you were in Girl Scouts.
I asked if I could prove that I was in Girl Scouts, and I think this will do it. I can sing the Make New Friends song.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm totally muting you. Where's that
Yeah,
button?
please
Where's that
do
button?
that.
But I want those 100 points. So I can do Princess Pat. Which one do you want?
I thought you were just going to whip out like a box of cookies or something.
Yeah, I was going to say,
You're
can
like,
I get like
I'm
Thin
still
Mints
selling
so
them.
this doesn't-
What makes you think I have Girl Scout cookies? No, it's make new friends, but keep the old.
Oh no.
There we go. I muted her. That's
Yeah.
we ended that.
I mean, being a communist was almost at the bar of blocking, but now we're there.
I mean, LC meeting. Hell, guys.
Points to Phil for the 3D printers. Print out a Gatling gun. That well, if we're not on the list now, we are. Points to Travis, libertarian wet dream, bummer. I never had one of those before my last 4 transitions. What is going on? Points to Amanda for being prepared. # Girl Scout.
There we go.
I blame you for the singing, Cy. 200 to Phil. DeFi funds things government prevents. Oh shit! I was just sending points and shit talking to my mom, not the game show chat. Yeah, that happens. Points to Phil for the DeFi answer. - to Phil for touching s'mores. I'm on keto. That's so insensitive. Phil, I cost you points there. That was on me. Points to Amanda for satisfying my girls who know random facts about corn fetish.
Did you know that corn is more efficient at photosynthesis than a lot of other crops because of the size of its leaves? And it is the 3rd most cultivated crop in the world outside wheat and rice.
Now, Pauly Shore told me that was Purple Sticky Punch that did that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Mike Scott's here. What's up, Mike? Mike is awesome. Points to Phil. Points to Amanda for being a classy corn bot.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Corn
Fucking
bot.
genetic monster up in here.
That would be an interesting OnlyFans. Points to Travis before he answered the question. now you're getting pre-points. Points to Travis because governments shouldn't know how you spend your money. Points to Travis. No means no. Points to Travis. No, the government shouldn't know what you spend your money on. Pornography. Here we go. Okay, that's the last 100 to Amanda. Well, I think there's more after her coming out of the corn closet. No marshmallows. Now I know you weren't a Girl Scout.
I'm a vegetarian. I can't have marshmallows. Also, I could never have marshmallows.
What's
You heard
up,
that,
man?
chat? She's a vegetarian. There's got to be some subtraction going on from that.
Oh, I know. Look, this show incentivizes you to pander, but here's the thing: is the chat is too smart to fall for the pandering. So I'm just going to tell the chat the truth, and the chat is going to appreciate the truth because the chat are just intelligent, more evolved, classy, sophisticated people.
I think we've realized the thing that the internet needs is more vegetarians talking about vegetarians. So
yeah. There is gelatin amity in marshmallows, which is an animal product.
Here we go.
She said there's no meat in marshmallows, and so there's an animal product in marshmallows.
I think I could speak for everybody else, and nobody cares about that. Points to Travis, democracy, the god that failed. Points to Travis, I want what he's drinking. He's so damn smart. Points to Amanda for finally usurping the game show. I mean, it was
You're
bound to
welcome.
happen.
Yeah.
Points
I'm
to
drinking
Amanda,
that
parallel
Hellfire
communities. Points to Travis because he's my neighbor, kinda. Points to Travis because he is community based. Points to Travis. Appalachia is a libertarian wet dream. Massey for King of Appalachia. Stan. We are more disconnected than ever. We need to get back to a sense of community. Hold on a second. Let me zoom in. What were we showing there?
Appalachian American.
All right. Minus to Travis for thinking libertarians want to leave their houses. Yeah, that's true. I left my house and there was snow. It really kind of sucked.
Who's going to guard the bunker if I go outside? That's the real question. And,
That's the beautiful part. The bunker can guard itself.
Yeah. And who's going to put the lotion in the basket?
Yeah.
Phil's down there with us now.
See, I got this mountain demon Wendigo that I captured in Papaw's woodshed. I've been feeding it nothing but kitty treats and Viagra for 3 years. It's really mad and it's ready for an ATF agent.
Oh my God.
Just telling you.
Is it single?
I hated all of the
For
words
now.
in there other than the last part.
Give it my
For
number.
now, but-
I've always wanted to date a Wendigo, so I hope it's hungry.
If you could add that to the OnlyFans. I hate you, Travis, calling out my social skills where lack thereof, but you got points for it. So 100 for being ready when the shit goes down, 100 to Travis for having based friends, 200 to Trav for not getting kicked off social media. Ask him what he used to post the ATF, what he used to post for the ATF every morning a couple of years ago.
Shit, right?
He's muted right now.
You're muted.
Okay, there you go. I keep trying to mute because I was coughing and I didn't want to ruin your show. But anyway, so like, yeah, I would. This account started as a joke, and then like people started generally liking my history content, so I just kept going. Well, anyway, what I was doing is on the toilet one night, and I just wanted to piss off the ATF. I was like, what if I literally shit post to the ATF? So I turned around and I snapped a picture of what's in the toilet and I tweeted it at the ATF. You can still find it. And I've done it multiple times. I haven't done it in a couple of years because, you know, I don't want to make people see it a lot. But in my defense, I did say ATF agent eyes only, and Amity still looked. So sorry, Amity, but also the instructions were clear.
Yeah.
Minus to Travis for wanting to improve my social skills. Hashtag I feel attacked. Forehead reveal chat. That must be me.
It's a bot.
Amanda, Travis is a lightweight when it comes to things that go boom. 100 to Amanda for the mysteriously empty bottom shelf.
So again, I keep on planning to move, and so like half of my bookshelf has been packed for a little bit.
Points to Amanda for not channeling
Whoa.
Trotsky tonight.
When am I not channeling Trotsky? I had the wig in the closet.
Points to Amanda for using 3-syllable words 3 times. Hashtag aggrandize. Points to Amanda for being a domestic terrorist.
Do what I can.
Points to Travis for quoting what Lincoln didn't say that others think he said. Points to Travis for log tweets. Nice social media tactic.
Captain's
Points to
log
Amanda.
starred 8482.
One is silver and the other's gold.
Other's gold. There we go.
Oh my lord.
Amity's
Amy's trying to.
Has no end. That's how long I'll be your friend.
This is worse than Christmas at the mall. All right. Minus to Amanda for. I know that song too. You proved nothing.
You just admitted more than you think you did, man.
All right, 100
Well,
points
Will
back
Ernest
to
can't
Amanda
beat
for the
those.
shameless self-humiliation.
She is a theater kid, you know. It's kind of part of the job.
Points to Amanda for giving Phil and Free the giggles. Yeah, there was giggling. Minus to Amanda. There's no meat in marshmallow.
Can I have those points back? Because again, it's an animal product in marshmallows.
No, I think we should double down on it.
I'm doubling down on the fact that it's an animal product in marshmallows. I didn't want to have this conversation. God. Now we're having a national conversation about gelatin.
Oh, wait till you hear the next
just
one.
along the right.
We got minus points to Travis and Phil because no one said corn is ribbed for her pleasure. Was that too much?
It's low-hanging fruit. I'm better than that.
Minus to Amanda, fuck the truth. Minus to Amanda for saying that the chat
I wasn't including you, Casey. Don't worry. I was not including you.
Points to Amanda for lowering the demand for all the food I eat. Hashtag vegetarians.
That's more like it.
And minus to Amanda, veggie barbecue is banned in Texas.
That does not sound very libertarian. That does not sound very libertarian.
I'll give it a
All right.
pass. I'll give it a
The
pass.
state is dictating what people can and can't eat in the comfort of their own backyards.
All right. Well, we had a flip flop on the scoreboard. Travis is now ahead 69-26. Phil 65-06. Amanda 61-75. Should we try to fit in one more round real quick? You guys go
Into
for it?
another round. Oh yeah.
Sure.
All right. Let's do
We'll
one
fit
more.
it in with that ear of corn right there.
Oh boy. Go for it.
Oh my God.
And that maybe. Yeah. Well, all right. We'll do it. Phil, to you. Category is global competition for mineral resources. Are resource wars the next permanent conflict?
I think they've always kind of been the permanent conflict. It's in whether the resource is actually like a mineral rights or influence among a population because the humans become the resource. I think but now it's much more the idea of these rare earth minerals. I think we're going to see more and more conflict over them as time goes on.
I think that's why Elon's back with Trump too.
We could satisfy like 60% of global rare earth demand tomorrow if we just got out of the IAEA agreement that forces us to dispose of mine trailings. We can use the trailings from things like copper mines, iron mines in order to create rare earths. And there are these stupid regulations that were cultivated when hair metal was a thing that keep us from being able to do that.
Hey, you said
They
that as
would
a
rather
bad
use
thing.
child slaves in the Congo instead of doing what you said, Amanda.
Yeah, that's what it's for. It's for the child slaves. Creating jobs. Child slaves.
Did we just come out in favor of child slaves?
No.
No, against-
that was
that was
ironic.
literally
That was
against child
satirical. It was facetious.
Slavery is a lamentable evil.
I feel like we shouldn't come out in favor of that. Amanda, back to you.
Yep.
Are supply chains becoming tools of control?
Absolutely, especially when the government is able to shut them down and rev them up and cut off certain supply chains. They're absolutely becoming that. They're tools of coercion. And once again, that is why people need to be creating their own supply chains, going independent when it comes to work and when it comes to purchasing as well.
All right. Travis, to you. Should energy independence be a national priority?
Oh, yes. And it needs to be nuclear as well. I mean, if your community doesn't have its own ways of making energy, you are screwed. In today's world, we need electricity for literally everything. And if you look back at like ancient Rome, they had some of the emperors had what was called hydraulic despotism. If a certain area pissed them off, they would just turn off the water and let them get thirsty. And then eventually they'd be like, okay, we'll do whatever Caesar says. Please just give us water. That's hydraulic despotism. And sometimes they would take it so far as just everybody there dying. That's exactly how the power grid works in America. They could just blow it at any point for any reason, and you would either freeze or starve or get infections. So your community needs nuclear power.
You know, it's an excellent source for energy, for tech, and for gasoline. Corn.
It's the most efficient and safest source.
Corn.
That too.
Oh, yeah.
Ethanol for sure. But
I think it's pronounced nuclear.
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 George W. Bush is
incorrectly.
in the chat.
Yeah.
Hold on. Somebody asked me to pander, and how much time do I have to go grab my goatee? Because I want those 200 points.
Oh my God. I'll concede the 200 points. I'll concede. All right. Back to you, Phil. Category is fentanyl. Should foreign policies worsen the drug crisis at home?
No, I don't think they really have any control over it. I think when there's a demand, there will be a supply. It doesn't really matter what the policies are. It'll be synthesized here. Fentanyl is extremely easy to synthesize. So I don't think it does. I think you'll have governments that may be acting horribly, like in the Chinese government, where they're purposely, I think, allowing precursors to make it into Mexico. And then Mexico itself will probably be profiting off of that. But no, I don't think it makes much of a difference. I think there will always be a demand. The crisis will always be there. Addiction is a health problem, and we've been treating it like a criminal one, and it's only made things worse.
All right. Amanda, to you. Does prohibition empower criminal networks?
Yes, I mean by default, right? Because if you make something illegal, then of course only criminals are going to have it. So again, by default, it empowers criminal networks. But also, yes, when you have a black market already, and then the black market is the only source for a particular good, people are going to flock there. That said, black markets are kind of hella cool, and I endorse them for purposes of teaching people how to get around laws.
Can I make a comment to Dirty Money saying that you can only synthesize it with precursors? Where do you think the precursors come from? You have to synthesize those too. You just need a carbon source. You can synthesize it the whole way through. People do it all the time with LSD, which is a much harder synthesis to do than fentanyl. So I disagree that it just makes it easier. The demand is there. Somebody will meet it.
I went to art school, so I didn't have to learn stuff like that. But thank you, Phil.
You should get it from art school.
All right. Travis, to you. Has the war on drugs reduced liberty without solving the problem?
Yes, but this goes back to Casabellum, and I know this might not sound like it's connected, but I promise it is. If you go back to when slavery was finally gotten rid of through the 13th Amendment, nobody's actually ever sat down and read the 13th Amendment, though. In the very first sentence of it, it has a very clear, glaring loophole. It says, no one shall be subject to forced labor except as punishment for a crime. Immediately following that, everything became illegal. Everything became felonies. Everything became blah, 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 blah. Just being homeless was something that they sent you to prisons for. But now with the war on drugs, we have more slaves today than we did in 1840. Slavery never was abolished. And a lot of these prison farms that are farming innocent people who have hurt no one, these are, I think the numbers are somewhere around 40% are in for non-violent offenses. I think you should only ever be in prison for a violent offense. And that's if you're still breathing. So 40% of our prison population are non-violent offenders, and all they got caught was some pot or whatever. That's stupid. It's just modern day slavery. And, it's nonsense. It's absolutely evil, but the government pretends to be helping, and they never do. So.
Can I actually add on to that too? Because I think it's even the numbers are even more skewed, because you think about somebody that their first crime may have been a nonviolent one, but then you put them into a jail system, which is meant to radicalize you and make you be violent to survive. Then you take people that otherwise would have gone to jail one time for a nonviolent crime, and you basically psychologically torture them until they become violent, and then you release them out on the street. So I think even the percentage of people that are in jail currently for violent crime, you might be able to trace that back to the time the state kind of made them that way. And so I think the whole system is just horrible. And I agree with you that we have more people in slavery today than we did when it was supposedly abolished.
Absolutely. Preach it, brother. Like if you look at real cases where guilty people have gotten away, like the West Memphis 3, all three of those boys were completely framed. Like none of them had anything to do with those murders. And the one guy that was in the bathroom I think it was the Bojangles, he was covered in blood, and nobody even stopped him to talk about hey, why are you covered in blood, man? I mean, I figured that would be probable cause. Being covered in blood should be probable cause under the Fourth Amendment. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, that guy, he's probably up to something bad. He's covered in blood. You know what I mean? But they never even stopped him. And then they sent these three kids away for who hadn't done anything wrong. And the guilty people go free while they're locking up nonviolent offenders. So it's a shit system from beginning to end.
Well, and it was prison guard unions that lobbied for mandatory minimums. But I also want to say, everyone thought that coming out against farmers was a bad strategy on this show. I am against the slave farmers in the prison systems. So, I mean, if you want to be for that, then you can continue to criticize. But I feel pretty good about my position. It's a giant water bottle, comically huge. I really thought I was going to get through that with a straight face.
I'm struggling. I'm out of tea right now. My Southerner's just going.
Oh gosh!
And it's like, I'm going to make a great point, and then she's just like.
I thought she was going to lose her balance. That's 50% of her weight. It's shifted the center of mass quite a bit.
It's time lifting. It's my new exercise.
1,000 points if you dump the rest of that over your head.
I was sorely tempted. I have a very competitive streak. I probably wouldn't, but I'm very close to it, like closer than you think. I just don't think Free would do it.
I mean, that's a gentleman's agreement with the government. Can you trust it? I guess the real question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know better than to make deals with the government.
We got Terry to dump popcorn on our head one time. That was the high water.
This is not popcorn.
Yeah.
This is.
Although you would probably tell us a fact about popcorn, but you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
the pleather, I don't think could handle the water, so I think that'd be a bad move.
This is true.
All right, back to you, Phil. Category is fusion of corporate and state power. Have corporations merged with government power?
Yes, I will talk to people that are learning about libertarianism, and they think we want some corporate hellscape in the way it is today. And I try to remind them that corporations in modern day America are an arm of the state. They buy favors, they use state violence to enforce their monopolies in certain areas. They are absolutely agents of the state, and libertarians should be calling out as they are basically just fighting every way possible to stand next to the money printer while you get fucked.
100%. Amanda, to you. Is corporate compliance replacing democratic consent?
Yes, once again, we have enmeshment between centralized monopolistic corporations. I said monopolistic, not monopoly, everyone realizes, and a centralized monopolistic government. When you have people who believe in centralization, they're going to flock together and create an even more unholy amalgamation of tyranny. So yes.
Water. All right.
I'm just imagining my arms giving way.
This is going to become the new Frida stare, isn't it? Just after every answer, I just
every answer. But it's like what I did to Kyle when he was Frida. I just left it on him.
Just freeze the camera. I mean, I will do it. I will do it.
Yeah.
I'm just super blurry now. I don't know what's going on.
Phil got all
You're like
blurry.
my astigmatism. That's just normal for me.
Phil's not hydrated enough, so we've got the hydration can on. All right, Travis, to you. Should corporations receive government protection?
No, but they do. And the reason they do is because they're extremely useful. They help the government sidestep your Bill of Rights. Let's take one just out of the hat. AT&T. A lot of people here probably have them as a cell carrier, but if you look at the Snowden documents that he revealed, AT&T is listed by the NSA as highly collaborative. So anything and any information that the NSA comes to AT&T and says, "Hey, we would like to have the records of who this person is talking to," AT&T, okay, AT&T is like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, here you go." No warrant, nothing, and they just give it to them, and that completely sidesteps your Fourth Amendment rights. It can it could potentially sidestep your Fifth Amendment rights because they're gaining probable cause by information they're not even supposed to be having. So they could be like, "Oh, I heard him talking about this gun that he purchased that we have no records for. He doesn't have a 4473 filed for this gun, so we're going to go take it." You know? So yeah, the reason that Walmart gets its own fucking stoplight is because it's helpful to the state. And these mom and pop stores all over town that nobody knows exists, even if you live there, it has a terrible location that you have to walk 5 minutes to get to. That's why they don't have their own stoplight, because they're not useful to the state. We are in a system of fascism as defined by Benito Mussolini.
All right. Shockingly, Travis's answer wasn't long enough for Phil to fix his camera. So
no,
Phil's got the beer goggles cam on now. So, yeah.
I'm just trying to beat facial recognition. I might have to leave and come back, but
Phil just
I don't know
looks
how
how
close
my
you're
left
doing it.
eye sees most things after a certain point. So
The NSA is watching and they're sharing your bandwidth. That's what's happening.
Probably.
All right, Phil, you want to do a blurry one?
Yeah, might as well, and then I'll try to just log back off and back on.
Go off and come back on. I'll do Amanda's first here. All right. Amanda, back to you. We probably should know what the category is. The category is educational credential monopolies.
I like the
Your
licensing
question
one.
is,
Thank you.
should licensing be reduced or eliminated?
It should. If a individual company wants to have someone get accredited for something, fine, that's their prerogative. If somebody is an independent contractor and wants to showcase that they have a certain type of accreditation, fine, that's their prerogative. But there should not be any type of gatekeeping with random occupational licensing, things like, hair braiding licensing, pet grooming licenses, floral licensing. In many states, you have to have a license to be a florist because we all know how dangerous poorly arranged flowers can be. Yeah, it should be dramatically curtailed and should never, come from the government for such petty things like that.
Wait until you hear about the game show license when you take over the show, like the hosting thing. It's terrible.
You think that?
Travis, to you. Has credentialism replaced competence?
100%. It might shock some of you to know that I only have a GED to my name. I was an analyst for Caterpillar, an engineering analyst for Caterpillar. I'm self-educated. This is something that anybody can do. Just go to the fucking library, open a book. And anybody who's impressed by a title should never be entrusted with one. That's just what I believe. I think actually I'm gonna use my filibuster here. So you may tell you historically I'm gonna blow your mind. Who do you think was the greatest libertarian that ever lived? And
Me.
why is it Genghis Khan? It's Genghis Khan. Okay. He didn't care if you were the seventh son of a prostitute or if you were the firstborn of some king from blah blah blah. He judged you strictly by your competence. It was a strict meritocracy. So like if you were the seventh son of a prostitute, you would be commanding his left wing in battle if he thought you were capable of it, and his like Amity said there, education does not equal competence. And I'm not taking a shit on anybody who went to college, by the way. I am just saying that, as Isaac Asimov put it, the only education is self-education. Yeah, exactly. And my filibuster's over. I don't want to. I could go on for hours about Genghis Khan, but I'm not going to do that to you.
I'm just glad we all agree that the greatest libertarian to ever live is not Marcus Matthews. That's all I really care about. So, I'll send that clip to him. Phil, back to you. Category is education, credential, monopolies. Does centralized accreditation suppress innovation?
I would say so, but only I think because there's been no competition around the outside of it. I think you could have the same institutions that you have now, and as long as there was a market outside of it pushing those to be better, then I think it'd be okay.
Okay. We're going to go back to you again if I find the right question. All right. The category is labor market distortions. Phil, should labor adapt locally rather than nationally?
Yes, but I will say also it'd be okay if it comes from even like the labor comes from international sources. I think right now we have a big problem in the United States where we're not letting in international labor, and now we're hunting those people. But it's basically destroying businesses that can't get enough people to do their work. And so they're trying to centrally plan the availability of low-skilled labor, and it's going to cause even more problems than it already has.
All right. Amanda, to you. Does centralized planning distort labor markets?
Didn't you ask Leon Trotsky this on Halloween?
Oh, my Lord.
I mean, I really think you did. I think Leon Trotsky said no because he's Leon Trotsky. But yes, centralized planning. So all planning engineer shortages by default, right? So if you've got centralized planning, then you have a group of people who are deciding what the shortage should be, what people need to have less of in order to increase demand, whatever. Or you have people who are trying to guess what the level of demand is. So yes, you always get some kind of false market distortion rather than relying on independent commerce and people's actual needs, individuals' needs and communities' needs. You're going to get people planning from the top down and oftentimes in bed with various corporations and other owners.
All right. Travis, to you. Has inflation harmed workers more than unemployment?
Yes, it's always been this case, but the thing is this is just something governments do. Julius Caesar was even doing it 2,000 years ago when he started introducing. I think it was I forget what he was mixing into the silver for the coins, but he was reducing the amount of silver that was in the coins. That's just another form of money printing. So governments have always done this. As soon as this country was founded and Congress took over the reins, and I think like after we declared independence, Congress started printing money out the ass, and they couldn't even pay Benedict Arnold back, which is why he turned traitor, because he believed he was being used. And not that I'm saying it's okay he turned traitor, but this is just something governments do. And back to the Confederacy tried to limit things like that. They Article 1, Section 9.9 and Article 1, Section 920, they forbid all omnibus bills, and all spending bills had to be single subject. Plus, it had to be based on sound money of gold and silver. Plus, all funding bills had to be passed with a 2/3 majority, not just simple majority. So, anytime that these governments rise up that want to have a sound money system, the world government, whoever that is at the time, crushes them and destroys them, or tries to. And sadly, the world we live in, and the realistic world we live in, is the world of money printing. So that's why you need to buy gold and silver and Bitcoin. That's the only way to protect your wealth.
Absolutely. All right. Last three questions of the night. Phil, to you. Category is civic participation barriers. Has participation become harder by design?
I think really it's just that it doesn't really matter if you participate anymore. I think that's what's been by design, is that it doesn't matter who you vote for, what you do, you're going to end up with the same problem. You're going to end up with the same group of people benefiting, and the regular people get screwed. And I don't think it really matters how much you get involved at this point. You can say whatever you want to get elected and then just screw over the people again and again. And yes, it might be good that you can get there easier to redress your government inside of some sort of committee or something, but I don't think it's ever going to solve the problem, no matter how easy it is.
You say get involved. I mean, get involved in institutions of power, because there are ways to get involved outside of those institutions that the government would prefer that we don't use, and instead would just let's go vote, let's go run for office.
Well, yeah, I took it as if somebody is trying to get involved in the current structures, but yeah, I agree. If there's external, yeah.
All right, Amanda, do you? Are citizens priced out of civic participation?
We're sold a myth these days about what civic participation really means, especially given the government setup and the administrative setup that we have right now. True civic participation is defying those boundaries that people have said it's okay to do politics this way, it's not okay to do politics that way. True civic participation is walking up to that and questioning it and pushing it. So are people priced out of that? No, but they are deluded into thinking that those other methods don't exist. When it comes to the power that voting has, that speaking at City Hall has, yeah, absolutely, because that doesn't really have any effect. But we are not priced out of the true mechanisms for insisting upon change. We're just conditioned not to recognize them and engage them, and we need to.
Can I push back on that a little bit? Mm-hmm. That as the economy keeps getting worse and worse, I think people are getting priced out of doing anything that they want to do.
True, but you're not getting priced out of things that technically don't have any cost, right? So yes, everything does have a price. If you want to protest, maybe that's a day off of work or whatever. But there are always ways around that. And I don't think I don't think people even try to price people out of that, because the conditioning is such that people are discouraged even from noticing those mechanisms.
All right. Last question of the night to Travis. Does access equal influence in politics?
Oh, 100%. tyrants are always looking for people that will make their lives easier. Like Louis the 14th, he pretty much industrialized the process because he had this process in Versailles called the levee. Every morning, all his courtiers would have to come in and treat him like he was in the central chamber. And the way Versailles was built, he could hear a pin drop in any room around him. So these courtiers never even had privacy. So like the tyrant is always looking for a way to control business because, as Paul Atreides says in Dune Messiah, which this is Frank Herbert, because Frank Herbert is probably the greatest anarchist writer ever written. But he said, control the coinage and the courts, and let the rabble have the rest. Because as long as you control the money and you control the courts, when somebody complains about what you're doing, you win. And then, of course, if you have a monopoly on violence, that makes it even worse. And the whole point of the Second Amendment is that the government does not have a monopoly on violence.
All right. That is it. Enter your scores in the chat. Tell us who you think won. Tell us what you thought of the show. Let's jump into the chat one last time. Still chaos going on in the chat. Points to Amanda for knowing about marshmallows and gelatin. Marshmallows contain animal bones. You're
They
repeating.
do. Thank you. No, that's 2 sets of 100 points.
no,
So it absolutely, as the host of this show,
no one cares.
as
No
the
one
host
cares.
of this show, that's 200 points.
Points to Travis for social media advice. Yeah, log that
Come on, Scott, you gotta
social
help me out
media
here.
advice. Points to Travis. TYFYS. Oh yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, but I'm glad you don't post shit anymore.
Different kind of shit, I guess.
Or do I?
Yeah, we're gonna get bombed tomorrow, I'm sure. Another billion points to Terry. We need to go fund me for her AI bot to track points. No, she loves that. Points to Amanda for very convincingly pretending to be against child slavery.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Points to Travis for saying nuclear energy is the way. Points to Amanda. She sold her bottom level books for a new Kindle. All hell Bezos.
Bezos?
Points to Amanda if she puts on the goatee. Yeah,
You said I was getting that. Yeah.
We seeded
Okay.
those points. Yeah.
Okay.
A million to Travis for mentioning nuclear energy, but minus 9,999 because I can't award that many points yet. Minus 200 to Amanda for wanting 200 points.
Too late, man.
Points to Amanda for the pornography. Points to Amanda. I changed the name of my Alexa to Amanda. I hope my Alexa becomes an agorist. Points to Phil for talking like 2016 Gary Johnson. Points to Amanda for giving me my new business idea. # Black Market. Points to Travis for not answering questions that aren't his to answer. Minus 100 to Amanda for nuclear.
I can't even mispronounce nuclear. Nuclear.
It's nuclear.
It's not nuclear. It's nuclear.
It's nuclear. 200 Travis for prisons are slave farms.
Came out
Points to
against
Phil.
farmers.
His
I was-
chemistry comment helps me relive Breaking Bad. Points to Colonel Amanda. I believe that's with a K.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's like corn kernel. See, that was clever. It's people were mad at me for saying the chat was smart. I think it's incredibly clever.
Would have been clever with the K, I think.
It's clever either way, Free.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Land of the Free has 22% of the world's prisoners. Points to Travis for advocating for still breathing prisoners. Sounds like a rock band. Still breathing prisoners. I'm going to take accordion lessons.
Yeah.
Accordion lessons. I'm going with accordion on that. I'm sure lots of accordion stuff in the chat. I'm on my third whiskey, so 100 to everyone who I suddenly don't dislike for some reason. 100 to Amanda for staying hydrated, at risking breaking bones, picking up that.
She's trying to like refill her blood volume. She runs on maybe like a quart of blood, and she's got to try to refill it.
Try to draw blood from you, just get dust in the syringe. It's like Mr. Burns.
She's got 3 blood cells just like racing around.
Just like bumping into each other. Hey!
This is the price of vegetarianism.
William, you've seen enough shows to know the panelists always take over the show, so I feel that's unfair. Points to Amanda for being nicer to her kidneys than anyone else on the panel.
My glomerular filtration rate is amazing. I've seen those labs.
Point to Amanda for enmeshment and
Amalgamation.
Oh,
Amalgamation.
God. It's too late for all these words.
It's not. It's
but
just party's just getting started.
Yeah, but let's not make you our normie liaison.
Normie is a false concept, and also this is not how I would talk to a fucking retard. It's how I'm talking to the intelligent chat. That's how I'm talking to the very intelligent people in chat.
Points to Phil, the app to blur and disguise his face. Points for synthesizing so much LSD he got blurry. Points to Amanda for being brave enough to do her makeup. I hate brushes near my face, and I have no idea where that phobia came from. Points to Amanda.
Corn tickling your cheeks. Sorry.
Did you do the makeup with corn?
Yes, I just that's actually how I dyed my hair. I just squeezed a bunch of kernels of corn on the top of my head.
Brush to comb the hair.
Yeah. RFK loves me.
Points to Amanda for water consumption. She must drink every time somebody says agorism. Points to Travis. I want to move to his neighborhood. Points to Amanda. No government gatekeeping of occupational licensing. Minus to Phil for not being ready for the very professional game show. That's 100% correct. Points to Amanda. I don't need the government's permission to do business. Points to Amanda if she can name the flower that was once the rarest and most expensive ever. Wait, when did this turn into the damn National Geographic's channel? Like this
it's the Kadu pool, right? That's the Sri Lankan flower, because that's the one that like it blooms at night and then it dies before the sunrise, so it's impossible to sell.
It was the tulip, right? Isn't it the tulip?
No, that's the tulip boom. But the tulip boom was never particularly rare. There's this thing called the catapult flower, which is so I said I got it right. Boom, boom, boom.
See, I know the rarest mineral on Earth, but I don't know about the flower.
Usually, scientific makes this show better, and tonight he made it worse. So minus points to him. Points to Travis. Education doesn't equal competence. Yeah, that's good enough degree. Minus 100 to Travis. Khan was egalitarian, but he didn't follow the NAP.
If he believed in self-ownership,
he followed the NAP to the letter. I trust me. He followed the NAP to the letter.
Minus to Phil for not being a Boy Scout and being prepared. Points to Travis. Education doesn't equal competence. Points to Travis for being unnecessarily smart, but don't knock college. I learned how to make a bong out of pretty much anything.
I am not knocking college. I completely respect anybody who went through all that, but I just never had the money to do it, so I just had to go to the library and read books.
I should tell you about art school sometime. I took counting as my math class. Points to Travis. He's right about Gringo Khan. Spelling change to protect his descendants from ICE. Points to Phil. I've been calling him Phil with 2 L's all night. Yes, it's his fault. Yeah, there was extra L's at some point, I believe. Points to Travis for quoting the Constitution. Buy gold, silver, and lead. Bang, bang. And hashtag Xano. Points to Travis. Clipping silver is money printing. I wish I had those clippings now at 100 per ounce. My regular autocorrect typo, not even trying to mess me up that time. Yeah, thank you. Points to Phil. It doesn't matter who you voted for. Points to Amanda for having sheets over her furniture. Those 90-year-olds know how to keep furniture pristine.
I have sheets over my furniture because there are birds on my balcony, and birds carry terrible things that you don't want in your furniture. So
and corno is
and corn. I try to keep the corn off.
Corno.
Yeah, corno. Yeah.
Points to Travis for invoking Lou the 14th. He's on a first name basis.
Louis the 13th, the Sun King.
Points to Travis. 2A against government monopoly on violence. Points to Amanda. And Tubbs here. What's up, Tub? Minus 100 to all participants for being on this horrible show. Tub, we love you, and you will forever be in the intro. So appreciate you ruining the chat for a moment. And let's see where we ended up here. Oh, it was really close. But Travis pulls out the win, 83-27. Amanda, 8,075. And Phil with 8,006. Phil, you came in third place. What do you think?
I think I didn't say overthrow the government as much as last time, and so that's kind of put me further down on the list. And I won't make that mistake twice.
I think it's because you tried to hide from the people by blurring your face.
You think so? Maybe it was
Yeah, I
a
think so.
blurriness.
I think so, yeah.
Phil, plug anything you'd like to plug.
You can check out LP Alliance. We're going to be launching something pretty soon to help get libertarians to convention. And so keep an eye out on our Twitter. We'll be announcing how you can sign up and be involved. We're trying to get a bunch of Liberty people together and have discussions how to move the party forward, but also as a fundraising opportunity to get people to convention. Outside of that, you can check out our movement journal, the torch.media. And now I'm stealing kind of Amanda's probably talking points. Yeah. But you can also check out my current Twitter at Phil_Rein. And you'll see me getting angry at the government, but only getting number 2 in who hates the government the most in Rob Yates' poll.
And you can follow him on X at Phil with the mysterious 2 L's _Rein and at LP_allies. I think that's probably wrong, but it's close enough.
LP_allies is correct.
That one was correct.
Yeah.
We try to go 50% sometimes.
Yeah. All you need.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, Phil. Appreciate you, man. You're awesome in the movement, and I love your feed. So keep up the good work. Amanda, to you, second place. What do you think?
I'm feeling good about it. Again, like coming out against farmers is not a popular position to take, but it's the right one. Especially.
Is it that controversial when you're 4 pounds to say food is bad?
I mean, I just last time or a couple times ago I was impersonating Leon Trotsky. Now I'm talking about how farmers are terrible. So it's just this is the beginning of my villain arc. Is basically what's happening.
You know those protests from France where they're spraying manure all over the side of the building with big tractors? That's going to be your house tomorrow.
Well, it's going to be because you're the one who's tagging the ATF in your shit posts. So.
That's why Amanda covered all of her furniture because she was coming out against the farmers today.
I took a bold stand and it paid off.
White carpet is so hard to keep clean.
Plug my stuff. So the torch.media is LP Alliance's intrepid movement journal, and you can submit articles directly to me if you so dare. Please do. I'm actually not terrible when it comes to editing articles. I also am apparently running for LNC vice chair, but would love to have people coming to convention, turning out for not just me, but also for some bylaws changes that are pretty radical and make the party more nimble. I also have a Substack, which was talked about earlier. It's agitpopinternational.substack.com. You can find Agitpop in Offensive Marxism, a parody album about the Russian Revolution. If that doesn't turn you on, I don't know what will. So, cheers, guys.
You can follow Amanda on X, Ajax the Griff, also LP_allies, and she is running for LP vice chair. Hope to see everybody at convention to vote for her. Appreciate having you here, Amanda. You're so brilliant and talented. You're always fun to have on. So thank you.
Always fun to be here.
And Travis, the big winner tonight. What do you think?
Dude, I have so much fun on this show, man. Like, I cannot believe you don't have 1 million people watching every episode. It's freaking crazy. But I would also like to redistribute the points that I have more than everybody else because I don't want to get killed by central planning when Leon comes from me.
Wait, does that mean I got more points? Does that mean I won? Did that happen?
Well, no.
Wait, I won.
Each according to their need. Each according to their need.
I needed more.
Yeah. So just distribute my extra 300 and something points, and then I don't die.
Gotcha.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal.
Okay, that's fair. The farmers get nothing.
All right, Travis, plug yourself.
Plug myself. That sounds kinky.
Okay. That went poorly.
Honestly, I'm Appalachian Liberty on Twitter. Come by. I try to focus on history content. I especially like to focus on screwing with the ATF because they're a bunch of terrorist organization thugs. I want to thank my buddy Josh Ice Cold X on YouTube because he's the guy who came by and set up all this microphone stuff for me. Like, I would have never been able to figure it out. I don't know what a friggin' limiter is and all that, and pop filters and crap like that. come by my channel here in just a few minutes. We're going to be playing some Total War, and hopefully we can burn down the entire North and kill a bunch of Chinese people. So,
And you can follow Travis on X at Liberty_Extreme. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you fixing your audio and visual for tonight. It was nice to see and hear you this time. So,
yes, sir.
Let's add Terry
also,
back. Go for it.
Also, 1 second. I am starting my own podcast. It's called the Great Object Podcast, inspired by Patrick Henry. As soon as I can get another microphone, I will be having in-person guests, but here shortly, I'm going to be looking for guests. So if you guys have anybody that you think, especially history nerds like yourself, Amanda, please let me know if you're willing to do it. And,
Always, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I had your Leon Trotsky song stuck in my head for like 2 days straight.
I'm so
that was
happy.
hilarious.
No, let's make something happen.
All right.
Terry, what'd you think tonight?
I mean, there's not a soul on the planet that can't say that these guys are they're great. They're fantastic. Every one of them's, yeah. Intelligence is all a good thing, but being able to communicate to people and get the word out is not something that is always easily done. And they did a very good job of that tonight. So I appreciate it. And would you like to know who's on Tuesday?
Sure.
Because you have a Tuesday show coming up, and we have some. We're having a state by state runoff free. In case you didn't know, and let me see. Let me pull it up. Okay, that's not the right spot.
Ryan Woodcraft.
Marcus Matthews of the Black Powder Podcast is representing the state of California. Rob Yates from North Carolina, and who is also running for LP chair, is representing the state of North Carolina. And both of those will be going against the one and only Ryan Woodcraft out of Texas. So all of those guys are great. So it should be a wonderful show. And if you don't mind, Free, I would like to ask the audience and the panelists for support and help with Oklahoma House Bill 3119. For you guys that don't know, that is actually a bill to bring back the right to remedy, which is in your First Amendment, if you don't know what that is. And I take me off, Free.
Got it. Yeah, please help with that if you can. And it's a very important cause to me and Terry and her daughter-in-law, Leslie. So please make sure you're following Terry, put notifications on for her. They're doing very important work with that. So thanks for sharing that, Terry. And yeah, we do have the state showdown on Tuesday. Those are 3 conventions we're going to be at. So that's going to be a lot of fun and 3 good friends of mine. So I'm really looking forward to that a lot. And you can follow Terry and I on X. I am Smarter Game Show. She is Bats T76. Check out our swag at freedomsuperstore.com. Terry will be putting the shorts up on YouTube at Freedom Uncut. You got to put the @ or you get George Michael's videos. Also, thank you to our sponsor tonight, Xano. Your privacy matters. Choose Xano, the leading blockchain platform that prioritizes confidentiality and security. To learn more, go to intro.xano.org. Those conventions that we're going to, we got 5 more of them. California is next, then Florida, Virginia, North Carolina, and Texas. And then we will also be at the national convention. We're very excited about that. Thank you again to all of our subscribers. You're making this happen. We're spending a lot of money going to these state conventions and everything, so we really appreciate it. You can subscribe to us on X. And if you want to sponsor the show, studio@freedomuncut.com. And great show, everybody. Appreciate you so much. Hang out for a second while I end the stream. And thank you to the chat. Oh, I wanted to jump in the chat real quick. There was a couple funny ones. We got the entire panel was amazing. They were absolutely. We got a shout out to Tub and bring Tub back. Let's make that hashtag trend. That'd be hilarious. And where was the other one? Vegetarians against farmers. Wait, what? Lesbians unite. I don't know what that is. And Casey says, great show. Yeah, check out Casey's show. And thanks to Casey for his help with everything. Rob's got NC represent. And where I lost the one I wanted to show. Where is it? Yeah, Phil wants to. Tubbs been pitching the idea of a losers bracket, and he wants Phil on it. So yeah, that would be fun. So we gotta get Tub back. Tubbs hilarious. So yeah, great show, everybody, and appreciate the chat. You guys make this show so much fun, and we hope to see you Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate y'all.